I'm a Barbie. I'm a Barbie. Welcome to the ChaoticCalling presents Curse of Strahd. We are joined by these brave adventurers here, and who have journeyed into the mist either by their own volitions or guided by the mist itself. We have with us today Doran Rakefire,
Hello, everyone.
Baran Zappingan,
Greetings.
Murdoch Oakenshield, Murdoch, are you with us?
Sorry, circuit blew it and I had to go fix it real quick.
Oh, okay, welcome back. And you could just say a quick hello.
Uh,
And then we have Dravos Draviticus
Hello.
and Julia Sky.
Hello!
So, last time we saw our adventures in Barovia, they had met with Ismark the Lesser and was invited them into his home where they also met his sister, Irina. And what awaited for them there was the fallen burgomaster himself, needing to be buried. Irina told him that she wouldn't go anywhere until she knew he was taken care of properly. Thus, they marched the coffin of the deceased burgomaster to the church. There, they were met by the priest Donovich, who was chanting a prayer and then heard the sounds of Doru screaming for food. The party was interested in the boy screaming, but Donovich told him it wasn't any of their concern. The burial commences, and certain members of the group went to investigate those very sounds. Julia kept Donovich busy while the rest of the party tried to get into the basement, where they were met by a hungry Doru who thirsted for their blood. Fighting ensues, and an entangle is used right away, and the fight looked one-sided. For a while, they managed to keep Doru pinned till Doru took a bite out of Murdoch, forcing him to lose concentration, spell dissipating, and giving him a chance to run. Doru then tried to leave the basement by spider climbing up a side wall, and thus climbing the stairs up the ceiling, and found himself hanging forcibly upside down. And there he was until his father, after most of the players managed to get out of the basement, took him from the ceiling, powerbombed him, as one would say, all the way back into the basement. And as he was getting ready to close the door, Murdoch made a mad dash to quickly get out of the basement before the door was shut upon him. I believe we even had a charm spell or a calm emotions or something cast on Donovich to help with that. If I'm recalling correctly.
Negative.
No, I think he was charmed to be somebody's friend for a little bit there.
Yeah,
No.
that was me.
Yeah.
I think she cast a cup to look like blood, but he saw through it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that too.
There was that, and then there was somebody who charmed Donovich to prevent him from shutting the door early. Because he was just going to shut it and leave
Awesome.
I
Murdoch
thought
down there.
you were talking about a
No.
charm person on Dover. My bad.
No, nobody did that to Doru, because, yeah, he's technically not a human. But at any rate, Donovich...
I know, that's why I was like negative.
Alright, so Donovich did this power bomb, got his boy back down there, which is probably how he did it the first time, by pure luck. And then the rest of the party kind of like slammed boards, started tying rope, pinning this door shut, and Murdoch quickly locked himself into a room and cowered away from the group while he rested in hopes that nothing else would happen. The rest of you, I believe Donovich scolded you about what happened. And also there was like a brief crack of thunder that kind of spooked Dravos during that rest. But eventually, the group returned back with Ismark and Irina to the manor where they prepare for a long rest. Irina and Julia broke off from the group going upstairs as she was showing her around. Dravos was already passed out on the floor in one of the rooms. And the rest of you were still down there drinking with Ismark. If that's not correct, please correct me and we'll get right into this scene.
Oh, I think that sounds correct to me.
Alright.
Sounds good on my end.
Alright, everybody.
Yep, that's good on my end.
Alright, so everybody's here today. Welcome. Alright, so we'll say it's about 7 in the evening, 8 in the evening perhaps. Drinking's coming to an end. You guys had a meal, I believe she made for you. And of course, Julia and Irina went off on their merry way. What are the guys downstairs with Ismark doing?
Murdoch would like to look for any books of some sort.
Gonna look for books for what?
Just of some sort. Any kind of books, see what they got. A light reading before bed.
Sounds good. Let me see if there's anything in here to be exact, but I guess make me an investigation and I'll see if there's anything interesting here. Sure, that is E4.
Murdoch.
Oh no!
Great, I don't have to find
Murdoch.
it.
Maybe he
Saw
finds a
his
picture book.
Oh, maybe, huh? Maybe that's what it is. Let me double check, make sure there's nothing like the story didn't have anything in here for you to look for, but yeah, I think with that
Coloring book that's already been colored in.
those are the worst, right?
Oh my god!
Matter of fact, yeah, that's exactly what you find. A small hand-stitched coloring book that must have belonged to one of them when they were younger. And it's already been colored in.
Murdoch will draw things on each of the caricatures.
So we got a little unicorn that looks like rainbow colors and little fangs coming out of it. Got little bunnies with fangs, so we got a whole caricature of every animal that was in this book with fangs now. Even the dire wolves
And in the
have
corner-
like extra wolf have extra fangs. Go ahead.
Murdoch will put the rod's power is strong on one of the pages.
All right. Ismark will say, "Huh, funny you found that. It's been ages since I've seen it."
Murdoch has an eye for these things.
Very well, Murdoch. Seems you have found many things. Who's up for more drink?
Doran will certainly accept another glass if it's being offered.
Mm-hmm. Starts pouring
I
out.
would also like another drink.
Yeah, Ismark goes around being the perfect host, giving you guys all the wine you want, and he himself an entire bottle to himself.
Murdoch
Question.
would like to roll an insight check on why he is trying to get us drunk.
Oh, go ahead.
Roll investigation to check for roofies.
So let's see here. I'm trying to debate, like, you being a druid, would you consider yourself like a very people-y person?
Not really.
So that's kind of the case here. Like, you get the idea that maybe he's trying to be charitable, but you being unfamiliar with it, like, you're kind of like in the middle of, is he just being nice, or is there really a reason? Like, you have suspicions, but technically you don't feel like he's doing it out of spite or trying to do some harm. He's just sharing a drink with his new allies and camaraderie for the most part, but doesn't mean you're fully convinced.
He is what Murdoch would call a weirdo.
He's been called lesser, if nothing else.
By all the madams.
Yes. We should not get that. Alright. So the night kind of continues, and yes, you can definitely go through more shenanigans if you want, but for the most part, yes.
So, can they hear Dravo snoring downstairs?
I don't know. Would people even care if they heard you snoring?
I was just curious because I just got to thinking that, like, he's a rather large being.
Well, I don't know.
Probably
Does he
snores
snore?
really loudly?
Alright, they might
I guess
mistaken if we're rolling thunder. I'll let them roll perception if they really want to notice.
Okay.
Feel free to roll a perception check on that if you like. Otherwise, we'll just continue with the narrative. Yeah, Doran, you can hear a snoring dragonborn upstairs.
Okay, I'll just comment briefly on the fine repose our friend is having upstairs and suggest that maybe it might be time to join him shortly.
I do have one more question for the lesser. How do we get out of here?
We take the road west, of course. Go north towards the church until we reach the tavern, and then take the road west, and then make our way out of town. Easy as that. We just stay on the
Murdoch
road.
is an early riser.
Well, then you better get yourself some sleep. All of you might
We
want
leave
to
at. Or is the plan? I'll turn to Doran and Bran. Is the plan to leave at first light or first half light or whatever? Whether we have.
I think we should make way as soon as we can.
About what time is it now?
We're probably looking at about 9 in the evening.
First light sounds good.
I don't know if you're interested, but perhaps we should keep a watch. Make sure Strahd doesn't attack in the middle of the night.
Dravos is watching the back of his eyelids.
Yes, you are, sir.
What could we do to prepare in case he does attack?
Make sure we're ready to run if he does.
That's not a good plan.
Or
That's a
don't-
better plan.
Don't invite him in. That's a good plan.
Question on that: has he already been invited in?
No.
Then we have nothing to worry about.
Then we are good. Murdoch does not talk to new people.
Or wine. Alright, so he offers more wine and offers that we try to keep a watch. He will say, I will take first watch if you want. Who should I wake up next?
Murdoch will
Doran
take
will-
last.
I'm sorry,
Doran will
Murdoch.
take second, I guess. Yeah.
What were you saying, Murdoch?
Murdoch will take last watch.
Last watch. Doran is next watch. Alright.
That's right. Yeah.
So, yeah. Ismark goes, well, follow me. I'll show you to my father's room, and you can all kind of like pitch in there if you want.
Can Murdoch sleep in the open room floor down here?
If that suits your needs, yes. And there is a bed.
Murdoch will roll out his blanket.
All right, very well then, Murdoch. You take care of yourself down here. The rest of you, I'll show you. I think we have a guest bedroom that's not being used either, so I'll take you there as well. And then as you approach the stairs, we see the guest bedroom being kind of half occupied by Dravos as he's laying with a little blanket placed over him and a pillow by his head, but he's in the middle of the doorway and he's like, oh, I guess this one is taken then. Down this way, and he'll lead you to the other room where Father must have stayed. And yeah, there's like a bed in there that you can lay down on, or you can pitch out on the floor, or however you see fit. I'll be down the hall. Irina is across from you, and I believe your other friend's in the other guest bedroom. If Irina... Yeah, you'll find each other if you need to. And he will march back downstairs and take the first. Alright, do you guys do anything before bed, or are you good?
Just sleep.
Alright, roll this guy's perception. Like a hawk. He is keeping an eye on the estate. A couple hours pass, and then eventually, Doran, you feel a push on your shoulder. Hey, wake up.
Okay. Yeah. He'll shake off the wine in his system and try and keep an eye on the premises.
Yep, and he's like, take care. And we're
Uh,
probably,
Should I do a perception as well?
most definitely.
Ooh, he's a little sleepy.
You wipe the sleep out of your eyes. Matter of fact, you have to rub them twice because there's like some eerie light that is like shining from way up north. Like, it's definitely producing light that's not moonlit. I mean, heck, there's hardly any moonlight anyway because it never shines through, but there's some light coming from the north side of town. and it's kind of like beaming into the windows every so often.
Huh. Would north be where the castle is?
Among other things.
Okay. All right. So I see a weird light once in a while.
Yeah.
Does it seem to be fairly far off?
Let me see here. Probably a good 300, 400 paces or feet. Somewhere up north up here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh. Is there anything you want to do?
No, he's gonna just keep an eye on it and see if it just stays there or if it gets closer, anything like that.
Yeah. The light doesn't seem to get closer. However, it seems to be going into a direction. Let me see here. Make another perception check. I think that would be fair. As you're like, what is this? And you're like looking around.
Okay. A little bit better.
You notice this light also going like west of the house down the road that you need to go down in order to get out of town.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, seems to be going away. So, I mean, Dorn will make a note of that to mention it to the other folks in the morning, but unless it seems like it's approaching and closer to the building, he's probably not going to do anything right away.
wow, that doesn't work, does it? That's going to draw a line
Okay.
of how it was, but yeah, it's
Gotcha.
kind of like going down like that and heading down that road.
So yeah, some drunk light was staggering through town.
It's actually like a long snake line of lights.
Oh, okay.
The drunken torchlight.
Interesting.
It's every villager in the city
Yeah.
that finally came out to have a drink, and they're carrying torches and fairy fire. It's a beautiful thing. You should definitely go check it out.
Yeah, Dorn will not be leaving the building
Alright.
for sure.
As you're examining the ones that are coming off the west side of the road, you get a better look at them, and from this angle, what you see is like eerie green light suffused into these portrait images that emerge like a ghostly procession. They're wavering images of doughty women toting great swords, wood-wise men with slender bows, and dwarves with glittering axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. All these and more seem to be marching in a direction. Their number just seems to continue to grow.
That's a little parade. Isn't that nice?
Apparently one of the bards just showed up. But no, you do notice that eerie light continuing down the road that would lead out of Barovia village.
Okay. Well, that's very odd. Nighttime glowing procession.
2 hours pass on your watch. The lights seem to flicker out by the end of that, and there's nothing left to investigate. You may wake up somebody else for the next part of the watch.
Okay. If Murdoch is last, who would be going next?
You get to pick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll walk over to where Bran is napping and, kind of, not extremely gently, kind of nudge his shoulder and try and wake him up.
I awaken spewing some nonsense about clowns.
Doran's like, funny you should mention that. There was a very odd, ghostly kind of procession of old-fashioned wizards and dwarves and warriors and whatnot tromping down the street and out of town. They didn't come near the building, so it seemed fine, but it was a bit unusual.
We just fought a vampire in a basement.
Very
Don't really
true.
care.
What could be
Exactly.
even more
Okey-doke.
unusual? Yeah. Alright. Fair
Fair
point.
enough.
Fair point indeed, sir. Point to Gryffindor.
Yes. Well, I'm going back to bed. Have a great shift.
Alright.
Can we do like a secret high five or a handshake or something?
Yeah. The half elf, secret handshake.
It's Crossing up. Yeah, yeah. All right. So you guys do your little secret handshake. Doran turns in. Bran, you're up. You come downstairs. You do your watch. Make me a perception check.
Perception.
You hear like the soft crackling in the wind, like a storm is coming.
Crap.
What, you thought I was going to make this campaign easy for you? Come on now. Just a soft
I didn't
lull.
say anything. I didn't say nothing. You didn't hear nothing. That was the wind blowing by. You heard.
But yeah, you hear the wind. Can I tell you the scene? Let me talk. All right. So the wind's getting a little heavier. You hear like whistling and howling noises in the distance that seems to be carried by the wind, or maybe it's something more. Like coming in and out of your hearing, and just it's close and then it's not, and it just continues to howl every so often. Storm starts to brew. You start to see rain pouring on the cobblestones outside. Soft rain starts to fill the streets with new noise and ambience. But as far as your watch goes, 2 hours pass, and right as your watch ends, there's a loud as a lightning bolt just jets across the sky and makes a loud noise. Bravos, make me a perception check.
Thank you. I was just about to ask.
Oh yeah, I was looking out for you, buddy. And you get advantage. Because I want you up. So yeah, Dravos, you hear this lightning crackle in the wind at the end of Bran's shift. And I guess as Bran is like walking up to wake somebody else for like the last watch, you hear Dravos, and what happens?
You hear Dravos kind of like quietly crying to himself and rocking back and forth.
I would approach Dravos and say, "Well, since you're awake now,
Hey, guess what? It's your watch tag. You're it.
you can have the next watch."
Dravos doesn't even hear you. Like, he's just still rocking back and forth like you haven't even said a word. Like, yeah.
Do you leave him like that, or do you offer any other? Bran, what are you doing?
Well, if he's just remaining in a fetal position crying, I would probably wake up someone else.
Julia's in one of these rooms, and Irina as well, but I'm not sure we could trust Irina with a watch.
I would attempt to find Julia since Murdoch had said he would take the last watch. And I don't know exactly how long we're going to go into this. So.
Yeah, so Julia, is your room locked by chance?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're definitely not making this easy. But yeah, you can definitely tell. Like, okay, so Ismark pointed out what room he was staying in, what room he gave you guys, and what room was Irina's. So there's like one other room that has to be hers, right?
Well, how many are we doing 2 hour watches?
Yeah, I'm splitting these into 2 hours.
2, 4, 6. I'd probably
Wait.
wake up Murdoch then.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
Because that'd be 8 hours.
Sorry about that, got interrupted just like I thought I would. Alright, so you wake up Murdoch instead.
Indubitably.
Alright. Murdoch?
Murdoch is.
Oh yeah, he was downstairs by the way, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so he went to go check on Bravos. I guess he probably woke you up at the bottom of the stairs or wherever you were. So
Murdoch would like to search the entire room for anything of valuable.
mean, that's a fair thing. Make an investigation check. There are holy symbols in every room. They look like they're valuable because they are everywhere as if they were meant for protection. Probably see like candelabras, is that right? Like that has like candles.
Yes,
There's probably
candelabras.
there's probably one that's in particular made out of silver. That you
Or
find.
talk. Or is it the holy symbols? Are they like of different kind, or is it the same sun deity?
Yeah, it's the same sun display, and I will double check exactly. It's in the area. Alright, so we're in E4 with this. Noticeable oddities are boarded up windows, presence of holy symbols in every room. Lying, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Yeah, so these holy symbols are, I don't know, some of them might be made out of wood, some of them might be made out of metal, but it's like a cheap metal. But still, it's a holy symbol if you need it.
Murdoch will take a wooden holy symbol that is least despicable. Like, I don't want to leave like a or a dust print behind.
You see one that's like over the dining room, and you could probably reach up there and grab it down.
Murdoch will hide it in his bedroll along with the candelabra.
Cool. Yeah, you can put you a silver candelabra in there, and I don't know. We'll say it's worth 10 gold pieces if it ever comes up. And yeah, I need a perception check from you now.
Murdoch is good at these.
Sure enough, and yeah, you hear the storm, and it's getting early in the morning and the sunrise, and it's getting close to the end of your shift. And outside, you see a woman, or what looks like a woman, and she is and you also hear like the sounds of a small wooden wheel rolling across damp cobbles. You trace this lonely sound to a hunched figure bundled in rags pushing a rickety wooden cart through this foggy mist as the rain slowly lightens up. She would be seen somewhere up the road from here. But yeah, this is like at the end of your watch, so if you want to wake up everybody or if you want to investigate, you do you, Murdoch. What would you like to
Is
do?
she ringing a bell saying, "Bring out your dead"? Ding, ding.
Not yet. It's a little early for that, maybe. I don't know.
Murdoch would ignore the scary old lady and begin making a breakfast for everyone.
All right,
Aw.
make me
Oh, you're so precious.
make a survival check as you make a breakfast, and then we'll let everybody start waking up and joining you. It's an average breakfast, but I'll let you pick what it is.
What I got?
I mean, there might be some eggs in there, some pork meat that you can like cut into bacon. Probably make some biscuits if
that.
you really wanted to.
I'll pull out a special seasoning that I have and I'll use it.
Okay. There's something I should know about this seasoning? Little lace.
It's just salt.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Everybody else kind of wakes up to the smell of a fresh breakfast being made.
As you come down, Murdoch is shirtless cooking bacon.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, wonderful shirtless dwarf.
Oh, got me.
Yeah, Ismark and Irina come out of their rooms. The storm has passed at this point, but it is still lightly drizzling outside, so Dravos, I don't know how you want to act at this point. But for the most part, everybody, you get a long rest. You're able to recover your HP, recover your spell slots, abilities, anything that you need, and half your hit dies if you've used any. So that would be one hit
As long
die.
as it's not lightning, then as long as it's not thunder and lightning, Dravos is good.
Yeah, it tapered off, like the worst of the storm is over. Morning, everyone.
My mic was on top of my head.
Now, Ismark looks across and sees everybody waking up and coming down for breakfast. Hopefully everybody slept well.
Dravos is making his way down for breakfast.
Doran will ask Ismark about the procession that he saw with the lights and the
Ask it in
strange
character.
figures.
Yeah, ask him in character.
Yeah, so Ismark,
Yes.
well, during my shift last night, I saw a strange line of light as it was going out of town, and it had all these like old-fashioned looking people in strange robes and stuff. Anything that a normal thing around here?
You are talking about the March of the Dead, are you?
It seemed like a march of some sort. You're telling me these were dead people marching around?
Well, every night at about midnight, 100 spirits, they say, rise from the cemetery and march up the old Savalich Road, Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, do they ever do anything? Like, has anyone interacted with them?
Once or twice I've tried to, when I was younger, to provoke them into doing stuff, but no, they seem one-tracked. They just go to Castle Ravenloft, so it seems. I followed them out as far as the crossroads, and then I came right back.
Very strange.
Doran, did you see the old lady as well with the little wagon?
No, I didn't see any old lady with a wagon.
Lesser, what is that about?
What are you talking about? And if you wanted to, you can actually point to her. She just went up the road halfway, like up here now.
I will. Murdoch will point as he puts his shirt on and begins to braid his beard.
Let's see here. Ismark, do you know anything about this old lady? I think he does, but let me get the info out.
I was just gonna say that Julia finally comes out because she is not an early morning person.
Morning, Julia, Irina says as she knows she's coming down, and Ismark turns to meet Murdoch and says, it looks like Morgantha. She must be down here selling her silly pastries again.
What is this pastry? Are they good?
Some would say they are addictive, if not nothing else. I highly advise you not to buy any of them. They are just bad for business. They are no good. You don't want them.
They're made from people!
They are made from something. Let's put it at that.
I just walk in the front door with a bunch of pastries in my mouth.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I mean, you're welcome to go and visit Morgantha and learn more about her if you want. But yeah, Ismark tells you don't buy anything she's selling. But yeah, any of you guys want to go out there and meet her? She's just up the road. She's knocking on a door right now.
Anyone brave enough to meet the creepy lady?
Dravos
Sure,
is
yeah,
still
Doran will
shaken
go,
from the
if you-
night.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I heard. Is it Doran?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, so Duran's a little bit intrigued. Anything that has a stimulating, addictive quality is something he's a little interested in. So his curiosity's piqued. He's gonna go answer the door.
Well, she's not directly at your door. She's down the street. And
Oh, I see.
yeah, and as you kind of like pop out, maybe take a look in that direction, you see
Mhm.
her exchange some coin, and she's given a burlap sack, and she puts it on her cart, and she just nods and starts moving down the street to another house.
She's a drug dealer. Got it.
Does it?
Yeah.
How large is this burlap sack? Like what?
Maybe 3 to 4 feet, about a
Oh wow. Okay.
5-foot cube. Not 5-foot cube.
Okay.
You know, just
So it's quite large.
it's large, but it's
Not-
yeah, big old potato sack. That's about the size of it. You know, like a 30-pound
Gotcha.
bag of potatoes or something like that. Yeah. It gets thrown on top of her little thing there, and she continues down the street.
Okay. So yeah, Doran's definitely intrigued. He'd actually kind of like to tail her a little bit. Maybe, hopefully, without her noticing. Maybe.
You may certainly try. There's a skill I believe they call stealth that you can roll. I mean,
Let's
if you
do
want,
it.
you can do that. Nice. So you walk out.
Wah! Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm gonna.
Hey, look, and you're pretty good at it too.
Not bad at all. All right. And are the rest of you just going to enjoy breakfast while he goes on a morning hike? Morning hike.
Indeed.
Dravos is going to try
What is Dravos going to try to do?
to eat breakfast.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say I need to know what direction. You need like the minor. You're trying. You're trying to be Dravos. Congratulations.
No,
Alright.
like he's trying to eat breakfast, but he's still kind of shaken from all the thunder and lightning.
There you go. That's what she looks like.
Oh, very, very
Ooh.
nice.
Yee.
Okay. Not totally above board. Doesn't look menacing or anything at all. Yep.
Not at all. She's perfectly homely. She's a great grandmother. She's definitely everyone you want to have your kids visit. All right, so you are traveling down the street. You guys watch your friend walk out the door, and he's like going to go check on this lady. Do any of you respond to that? I mean, then again, maybe you don't even notice him leaving.
Should I roll a perception check to see that?
Yeah, let's do perceptions all around. I'll let everybody actively look for him because Dravos noticed.
Dravos
Wow,
is
nice
not. Dravos may have noticed, but he
Ooh,
didn't
Bran
notice.
did too. That's fine. So Bran and Dravos, you know that the door was left open, and then it like slowly closes, not to make a sound as he starts making his way up the street. So Doran's out the door. Do you do anything, Bran?
Oh, I would like to yell out, "Don't do it! She smells of ointment and pee!"
You don't know me, young lad. Don't you be saying lies about me. I take care of myself every day. No. Those are lies and hockey poke. Alright, so you're trailing down the street looking for her, and it seems you are alone in this endeavor, even though you do hear the cries of your allies saying, "Don't do it, she smells like piss." And yeah, you get closer and closer. How far do you want to get to her? Like, how close do you want to get up to her?
Probably like no closer than say 20, 25 feet, something like that.
Okay, let's see here. Dorn is our tiefling, correct? So we will use
Social
this as-
distancing.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep your social distance. Don't want to catch her warts. So yeah, she's going up to this house. She's knocking on the door. Nobody's responding, and she just and starts to turn her cart around. And you want to make a perception for me as she's starting to move up further away from you?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. You can swear you saw the bag move on its own. But she continues up the street. And I assume you keep following?
Oh.
Still following?
Yeah. Where is the bag right now? Like,
It's like on the center part of her cart. Like some of the pastries have been moved aside, and it's like on the center of her cart.
okay.
And she's got like a few more houses, it looks like, and then she might be heading out, who knows? She's knocking at
Okay.
another door, and then you see some coins.
So yeah, when she approaches a door,
Mhm.
he's gonna actually try and make his way up to the cart and kind of take a better look at this bag that's moving around.
You're doing it with stealth?
I guess he's gonna do a stealth. Yep.
Alright, you make a stealth check.
Actually, what he might do is what has he got here? He's got some magic stuff. He has minor illusion. What does that do?
Nothing that will
Create
let
the
you...
sound. Okay, within 30 feet. Okie dokie. So he's gonna try and create the sound of like someone calling out to her. Closer, I guess, but whatever. So yeah, he's gonna try and create the sound in the opposite direction, if he can, of someone calling out to her.
Ping the direction you wanted to come from.
Oops.
Right. Yeah, you just hold down left click and it'll ping.
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
Alright, so on the opposite side of her.
So
I guess you'll make a perception check versus or an investigation against your DC, I believe.
So sorry, I'm just reading through the thing. Intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC.
Alright, so I'll get that going for you.
Which is 14.
14. Let's see what she have. Investigation. It's not too shabby.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
she
never
is nice.
mind.
She puts her hand in the air, at like you know how those wrestlers are doing, like Hulk Hogan style. It's like, what's that I hear? And then she purposely looks in your direction, but she can't look directly at you because you're still stealth. But she kind of like looks in your direction as if she can sense where that magic came from.
Right.
And then she turns back to her customer, takes a couple of gold pieces, and hands off 2 of these pies that are on her cart. And there's like maybe 4 or 5 pies left. And she goes, well, have a nice day, and starts to roll the cart around. So your plan did not work. She was able to see through
No.
it, and she seems to be aware somebody might be following.
Okay. He's going to try the direct approach then. He's going to actually step out, like, in her field of vision where she can see and call out to her and say, Madam, I see you have wares there, some sort of pastry. I'd be curious.
Welcome. Please come forward. She, like, does a little wiggle with her forefinger saying, come closer. What can I interest you in? And she keeps her hands on the bag.
Right, and like with these pies, they seem very, very popular among the townsfolk.
These are my dream pastries. These are my dream pastries. They will help you have beautiful dreams, allow you to sleep well, and believe Barovia in at least your sleep. Definitely worth a try. Would you like one? Only a single gold piece.
That actually seems pretty appealing to Doran. So he's like, she can tell he's kind of actually really interested. He's gonna. So how much are these moon pies or dream pies rather?
A single gold piece, my dear. But I tell you what, if you buy one, I'll throw one in for free. 2 for 1, just for you.
Okay. So he agrees, and he will hand over a gold piece. And during this interaction, he's still trying to kind of get an idea of what's going on with that bag as well, the sack.
Make an investigation check as you're scrutinizing it.
Ugh.
So she's got her hands on it pretty tight, as if to keep it from moving. You swore you saw it move earlier, but now it's not even doing anything. And she sees that she quietly hands you over 2 of these pies. And well, thank you, dear. If you ever need any more pies, just come up to the windmill down the way. That's where we bake them, you know.
The windmill. I'm not familiar with this vicinity. Where would the windmill be?
Let me double check, because I know it's on the Savalach Road, so she'll probably tell you that much. Let me see.
Okay.
It's always fun when you confuse the DM a little.
No.
Yeah, sorry about the specific detail.
No. This is going to be a thing that kind of happens, because like I said, this is my first time running an actual module where all the information is like at my fingertips, but knowing when and where to sort it out, that might cause a little delays like this. So don't feel like this is your fault. This is definitely something, like, even if I read up on this stuff, there's just stuff I still miss. So,
of course, yeah.
Let's see.
That's the one good thing about homebrew is you can just make it up.
I know. That's why I love my
on that.
That's why I like my Monday and Fridays. I could do that. She tells you there's a windmill that is, yeah, I'm guessing it's just, can't miss. It's atop of a hill on the Savalach Roads. If you continue your way west to Valaki, you should be more than able to see it.
Okay, well, if I enjoy these dream pies as much as you say, then maybe I will come for more.
Yes, I'm sure you will, dear. They will give you beautiful dreams in your night. So be sure to eat them before bed.
I will do that, absolutely. Well, may I ask that sack over there? I see people giving you gold for these. What's with the sack?
Ingredients, dear. Now, if you don't mind, I need to be on my way.
Of course. Just one more question, though. So, what exactly would these ingredients be?
Oh, The secret recipe, my dear. We can't go telling people what the secret ingredient is.
Of course, trade secrets and whatnot. I understand absolutely. Well, thank you very much for the pies, and good day to you.
Oh, good day to you and merry dreams. It definitely will be a great escape from this hellscape of Barovia that we're currently in.
Yes, this place sucks.
Yes, I totally agree. She smiles and laughs a little with you, and then she's just, well, I'll be on my way. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
And yeah, so Doran will make his way back to the house that we were staying at.
All right. Very good. Very good. I enjoyed that encounter. I hope you did too. Yeah, I was double checking here, chat, so we're gonna look, and I will make sure that my information wasn't false. Or does it even show it? I'm not sure it's gonna show me right away.
So when Doran gets back, what he'd like to do is a little ritual. Let me just make sure that's something I can actually do. Sorry.
Oh no, by all means, take your time there.
What do we got here?
Hey, maybe this thing is where I put it.
Just are we doing material components for spells? Is that a thing?
It kind of depends what class you are and if you're using a arcane focus or not. What class are you?
Bard.
Okay, so technically your lute would kind of like be your arcane focus or whatever instrument you have. However, if there are spell components that require gold, like incense, or there's certain spells that have like money value, like that spell,
Right.
indeed. So like you would need a pearl worth at least 100 gold piece in the app.
Yeah,
for
so
this
would-
here,
Sure. What about this one? This doesn't need anything. Maybe he'll just start off doing detect magic then. That might be.
all right,
And you can do that as a ritual.
all right, yeah, you can do that. So you're doing this back at the manor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, everybody having breakfast. You can wind up joining them if you want.
So yeah, he'll come back in with these pies and kind of start staring at them intently, studying them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look who's back. And he brought 2 friends. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. What do you have there, Doran?
These strange-looking pies. They're called dream pies. They're supposed to help you leave Barovia when you sleep. The old lady was a bit odd, and also she had a sack that was moving around that she called her ingredients. So I had a bad feeling about it, to be honest. She says that if we want more of these pies, they can be found at a windmill on the road outside of town.
I will find out where it is. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, ask, like, Irene or Ismark about the pies themselves.
How much?
And if they know anything about it.
They know not to eat them. Like Ismark says, I would not eat those if I were you. Those are bought on. Like I'm not sure he would even. Okay, yeah, that's right. All right. So for chat, I'm ignoring the players for a moment, but that's exactly where the windmill is, right there. So there you go. So yes, you stay on the Savalich Rose before you get to Falaki, and that's when you'll see the windmill before it turns up that way. But as far as like asking Ismark about this and everything, like I was highly advised not to take it. It gets addictive, and people start losing all their wealth and riches just to keep feeding this addiction. Would not advise it.
Mordok would whisper over to Doran, "Would you like me to assist you in inspecting those pies?" see what the nature of.
Absolutely. They seem mysterious. I'm trying to sort of get a sense of what's happening with them.
Have you tried opening them?
Have I? That's a good idea. And Doran will try breaking one of the pies open to see what it looks like inside.
The pastry breaks open, and you see like a mixture of red juices, but it's also mixed in what looks like cherries and strawberries. Seems you have like a strawberry cherry pastry here that has like gels of redness coming out.
Very red and fruity.
Murdoch would like to do a nature check.
Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check.
Oh,
Wow.
Murdoch just puts his fingers in the pastry, and then comes out.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
Very
I
fruity.
actually thought Murdoch was just gonna push it in his mouth and check it out.
dear.
I mean,
no!
Sure,
that
go
would-
ahead, Murdoch.
That would be a
Give
good
it a
way to
try.
check it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, bud.
Fastest way to
I'll
see
put
what
my fingers in it and like sniff it.
Smells
I mean-
good, tastes sweet.
I
matter
don't
of
taste
fact-
it.
You don't taste it? Alright. Yeah, it smells pretty sweet.
As a
Uh,
druid, I've learned not to lick things.
Mmm,
I don't know what they are.
there you go.
So the ritual for the detect magic takes about 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any? If he's able to complete that, is there any effect that he notices? Or
I'm trying. I've been looking that up real quick too, because there might.
oh, okay, cool.
I'm
cool.
trying to see if this would be detectable. If there is.
Gotcha.
I don't think you would be able to detect anything. Or let's put it
Okay.
this way. Like, these things were said to give you dreams, right? So your detect magic kind of like gets a faint hint of a magic orb, but it doesn't have a specific school. Like a minor
Gotcha.
type of magic of some sort.
Okay. They seem slightly magical, but I can't figure out exactly what type. It's unusual.
Gonna double
This
check
is what he
one
says to
here.
the others.
I might have a school. Like, does that tell you the school? Tech magic? No, I think you need to identify for that, right? Or is it?
Yeah, it says it's supposed to have a faint aura if it is magical, and the school if there is any.
It's like a faint residual of enchantment.
Okay. So yes, these pies do seem to be slightly enchanted in some way. I don't know if I would advise eating them, Murdoch.
Smells good though.
But do you plan to
So,
keep the pies?
Eat them for now, but he's gonna like wrap them up and put them in his pack, and it's really not gonna, eat them.
Okay, cool. So you have 2 dream pies. And yeah, you guys had this conversation, and Irina and Ismark look at each other and then look to the group of you. Well, are we ready?
I suppose.
Well, I'm no longer feeling like I can't walk now. But I'm ready to go.
It's gonna be a long journey, so Irina packed some things, I packed some things, and you're ready? You see him like pick up some adventuring gear. He puts on a
Gravis
backpack,
could
and
use a top off on arrow.
he'll actually pull out from a stash about a quiver of 20 arrows. Here you go, my friend.
Thank you. I only needed 7 to top off.
Oh, you can have this. It's fine. Put it in your pack
Okay.
until you need it. Take 7
Yep.
out. I don't care. Alright, so he...
Before leaving,
Yep.
I would like to take the fresh flowers that I placed on the table and bring them with me.
Yeah, sure. Gather up the druid crafted flowers, and is there anything else you guys need to do before you prepare to leave, or are you ready to go? What's the idea?
Oh,
Murdoch.
I would just... Oh, go ahead, Murdoch.
I just said I was ready.
All right, yeah, I think.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm ready, and I say that directly towards Irene as well.
She nods at you. Then let us be on our way. And the group of you start pulling out from the manor. And let's just do a brief perception check as you're all kind of like on guard, looking around, making sure there's no trouble or whatnot. So I would say you make it up to the central part. Wow, the central part of the street here. And then way down at the end of this street, there seems to be two children just kind of like hanging out, looking around helplessly. But to leave the city, you need to go west.
Javos votes west.
Are the children saying anything, or
They're way down the street. They don't even know you're there, but you're able to see them wandering out in the street, looking around.
The lesser, what are those children over there? They caught my attention for some reason.
I don't know. They must be some children up in the way. I can't tell who they are.
Do we see anything else around as we're heading west?
If everybody continues west, the children become a distant memory, and you're able to leave town without any issues. I think Ismark will say if you need to buy anything, I don't know if you have any money, but there is this mercantile, but he's a little pricey. Up to you, but we can leave just the same.
I'm ready to go.
I wouldn't mind taking a small visit there.
Does he have any vampire killer spray?
I mean, if he did, I'm sure it'd be 1,000,000 gold pieces.
I'm just imagining like a Batman belt with vampire killing spray.
So, do you all go into this mercantile real quick?
Murdoch will follow lead.
Alright. So, there's sparse light from this building that spills out from behind the drawn heavy curtains. A sign over the door, creaking on its hinges, reads Burial Drafts Mercantile. Very spacious space. Got about 70 feet long, 40 feet wide. And you walk in, you see a human male. He's just behind his counter. Do we have a handout of this guy? No, I don't guess we do. He looks like any other commoner, it seems. And he looks up from his counter and says, "What can I get you?" Welcome to Bill Drafts.
Hello! I'm actually interested if you have any lucrative and wonderful potions. Yeah, I say to him in a very charming voice.
He holds 3 vials of healing potions and says, "Yeah, 150 gold each."
Oh, 150 gold. I swear I found it for 100 gold in another town.
Did I say 150? I meant 500.
Well, it's no loss for me if you want to jump to that high.
Actually, I take that back. I don't think he does have any. If he does, it's 500 gold. I'm going to stick with that. I was just finishing reading a certain piece of information on his thing.
Not gonna lie, but holy crap, 500 gold.
Hey, take it or leave it. Somebody's going to need it, and somebody will pay. Looking for anything else?
Well, the only thing I would ask for then is if you have any items that might be magically enchanted or any scriptures that I can use.
Got rations, we got quivers, we got poles that are 10 feet long, we have pythons and blankets and bedrolls. We don't have any of those magic doodads here.
Fair enough, fair enough. But, how much for the pole?
Good lord, I can't math today. He tells you 5 gold pieces.
Well, I'll take one. And I'll take it as a wooden one, if they only have that.
Hand you over a wooden 10-foot pole.
Cool!
While Julia is talking to the man, Murdoch would like to case the joint.
For a druid, you sure are roguish. Go ahead and make an investigation.
Murdoch's background is smuggler.
Alright, my friend, let's get that investigation going.
Murdoch is not good in smuggler. Oh,
Hmm,
Murdoch
right.
is not that bad.
Wow.
So,
Oh, wow.
Besides the 3 potions that are up there on his desk, or his little bar stand, the most expensive thing in this place is probably a climber's kit. And let's see here. How much is that supposed to be? And it says 250 gold on it. Like for a price tag.
Incorrect.
Might be some yew wands that, like YEW wands. Wands made out of yew that are like off to the side, and that there also says like about 100 gold for just a stick. A stick, for God's sakes, a stick is like 100 gold here. What the hell?
Is there anything like on shelves? Or is it all like behind the counter? For the most part, like on the
There's like a
walls?
small shelf, like there's like a small aisle that he's looking down at all times, and you see like the climber's kit closer to him, but they're on the shelf. Further back it goes, it seems to be less and less expensive, but like all the expensive items are in his close range vicinity that he can see.
Gotcha.
Let's see what I'm trying to find some unique items, but then again, he just has adventuring gear that's below 25 gold pieces here. You see like a box full of quivers with bows, arrows, and blowguns and crossbow bolts, some sling bullets, a backpack, all kinds of things. There's a couple of empty books, like a book you can write a journal in. Also, like 250 gold pieces underneath the title. Ugh. And then there's the map. There's a map in a scroll case kind of close to where he is. And it looks like that bad boy is 10 gold pieces.
Did Doran come into the thing with us?
Doran? Yeah, he would have followed in for sure.
Murdoch will whisper to Doran, "Can you make distraction so Murdoch can borrow something?"
I think I understand your meaning, and Doran's gonna take out his lute and start playing, a really kind of loud, raucous, barroom kind of song, try and attract the attention of the shopkeeper.
Hey, quiet down over there. It's too loud.
Murdoch will attempt to steal the map.
Yeah, so he's over there telling him to shut up, and he definitely has his attention. Make a sleight of hand with advantage, I suppose. Wow.
Oh,
And,
no.
Natural 20, natural 26.
That's a natural 6 and a natural 4, my friend. You hear him scream, "Parawimple!" And this big fellow from the back just kind of like comes stalking out. And I think I have a sheet for him. I don't, I just have a token. Alright. So he looks, he notices, and then he goes, whatever his name is, Parawimple! And this big burly guy just comes stomping out from the back room where he was like gathering some stock, and he goes, let me double check how he's supposed to be. Oh yeah, he has muscles rippling beneath his leather tunic, and you could definitely tell he's a strong boy. He seems pretty simple-minded, and this here apparently seems to be his uncle, and he goes, "What is it, Uncle Bildrath? I need you to teach these petty thieves a lesson. Tell them to put it back on the shelf or you're going to start breaking fingers. Am I clear?" Alright. And this huge boy comes strolling over to you, Murdoch. "You need to put that back on the shelf, sir, unless you plan to buy."
Is this how you treat all of your patrons? Murdoch was simply investigating the map to see if it was worth the 10 gold.
You can investigate it after you pay the 10 gold. Now, if you're not paying, Periwimple will make sure you pay in one way or the other. What will it be?
Murdoch does not need map.
Okay, sir. Please put it back on shelf then.
Murdoch will place it back on the shelf.
Okay, Uncle. He put it
Dravos
back.
is gonna walk in. Dravos is gonna come in. Dravos is gonna grab the map and just outright buy it for 10 gold.
Now, this strange creature, what are you? Looks at you as he just noticed a
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn. A dragon on 2 legs and short as a house, no less. Shorter than a house, I should say. Very well then. 10 gold, my friend.
And I just hand him the 10 gold on the counter, grab the map, and walk out with it.
Yep, and you basically now have a map of the region, which I'll be able to share with you whenever you need it.
Yep, whenever you have time.
I'm just gonna follow Dravos and pretend I don't know Murdoch.
Okay. And the guy just kind of stares over this, and he's like keeping an eye on you, Murdoch. So can I interest you in anything else? And he's like drumming his fingers across the table as if patiently waiting for you to mess up again.
No, it doesn't look like you have anything interesting here. This place pretty much sums up the entire town. And I'll walk out.
Alright. Yeah, and he just goes back to his business. Anybody else staying in there need to talk to him or no?
No, Doran's gonna leave since his music was not appreciated, and kind of say you guys should really learn to appreciate good music when you hear it, and he'll leave.
Much too loud.
And I'm... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, and I'm definitely leaving because 500 gold for a potion's ridiculous.
Sure is. But as you all leave, Periwimple goes back to the room and works on stock. You guys are out there. Ismar's like, well, did you get everything you need?
I got a map of the region.
That's better than what I thought you would get.
I got a pole!
Ah, well then. I guess we're in good luck then. He's being generous, it seems. You'll have to understand, this city has a lot of hard asses, and they can't really be expected to negotiate on their prices when there's hardly any fresh stock to be produced, so to speak.
I didn't even try to negotiate. I just outright bought it. It was easier.
That's probably best. By the way, you do have riding horses, 2 of you do, if I recall correctly. Bravos
Yes, I
and
do.
Murdoch has draft horses, if I'm not mistaken. So either somebody can ride on the horse, or you can just have them carry luggage. Otherwise, you all start marching your way outside of town.
Dravos is gonna call his horse.
Yeah, and they come. You can definitely take your horses with.
Yep. And Dravos is gonna kneel down and offer his horse to the lady.
Oh, you're too kind.
Not just you.
And Irina as well. Yeah, Irina and
Yes.
as well.
Well, one's human size and one's, half human size.
Yeah, so that would perfectly...
I'm pretty sure a draft horse can carry that.
Oh, absolutely. Irina just kind of like, well, thank you. Appreciate it. And
Not a problem.
And as you are waltzing out of town, I can move you over to this map for a moment so you can see the map that you've actually picked up.
Yay.
And that's basically all I really wanted out of that encounter, is for you guys to have this map. So,
Because
you will all
you're
start...
smart enough to not try to steal the map.
Well, you know, you gotta
Murdoch
try.
refuses to pay 10 gold for the map.
I don't blame you. I would do it too. Don't worry about it. But yeah, you are basically heading out right about there.
Alright.
And yeah, you start marching and you start going over the bridge that you see before you, and it just continues. It slightly drizzles, but pretty much it's just like a slow fall of rain. And eventually, you all get to about here where a decision needs to be made.
Get to where? Ah, I see it.
I will ping move you guys if you can't tell. But there is a crossroad right here. One will lead you southward and around a bend. The other will lead you closer to the river. And make perception checks as you're at this crossroad. We'll see if that helps give us a decision, so to speak.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Oh God, indeed.
Oh no!
It is quiet. There is nothing going on anywhere. You guys are just lost and on your own.
Please,
Oh,
somebody
no.
roll big. Somebody get a good roll.
I think that's
please.
everybody. I think that literally is everybody. Nice.
More
Yay,
than
fast shit.
What about
Brandon.
Irene and Ismark?
Yeah. Don't they have to make these rolls too?
Yeah, they do. But
I
let
mean,
me
they're
go ahead.
locals, wouldn't they know?
They
Which
might.
path is better?
There you go. I found one for
There
you.
you go.
Ismar goes, wait, do you hear that? And all of you like, what? I think there's Vistani nearby. Ah, that's right. Irina, there's a Vistani camp nearby, right? Oh, over by the Tissir pools, yes. That's where they say Madame Ava is. With that information, do you go to investigate this Tissir pool, or do you want to go around it?
I would go towards it.
I would definitely investigate.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Murdoch would like to see where the lesser got his name.
Really, Murdoch, again with this? Come on now.
It's because my father was greater than I.
Take like psychic damage for that?
Do you take it or does he?
No.
Yeah. No, he's definitely grinning his teeth at you as he's trying to fake a smile at your direction. Funny joke, friend. The road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of coming and going of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to a black cloud boiling far above. There is a clearing here, and next to a river that widens to form a small lake and several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake. Hold on one second.
I stopped hearing voices.
Yeah, he said, hold on.
Sorry, I got interrupted. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling someone else hold on, and then all of a sudden,
I had to tell you.
hearing
I had to tell you guys to hold on because he will not shut up. So I muted my mic.
Okay.
That's when I muted my mic.
That's
All right.
fine.
Where was I? Okay, so there are 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside. I can actually move us to a map too, I believe.
Ignore that stealth roll. That was
Don't worry
me
about it.
moving my mouse in accident.
I already ignored it. So, much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake. So here we are, we're looking at it. Go ahead and place your tokens around this part here, I suppose. And we'll approach from there.
Murdoch cannot see.
Can you not see on this map?
I always see
Can't
his black.
see a dang thing.
Drag
if
your
you
character
set
onto
your
the
token, you can see.
sheet. Yeah, drag your token over and you should be able to see afterwards.
Oh, is that okay? I got it here.
Yeah, because your token has light.
Oh, yep, that worked.
Alright, so let me continue reading as you kind of like get that figured out. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river, as you see above you. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge. And yeah, here you are. You're at a merry encampment. It's probably about 9 in the morning at this point. And they all seem to be having merriment, dancing and singing, and what do you guys do?
Well, being as shy as he is, Dravos will probably do a stealth.
So, will it make... How much better is it?
No, not really.
Alright, let me see what the rest of your party is doing before I act on that. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, Doran will just approach normally. These are Vistani, like the ones we saw before. Is that correct? The ones who brought us over.
Yeah, they
Do
look
we
very
see any
good.
familiar faces? Like
Not
anyone?
not from where you're standing, but yeah, these people look similar to the ones that you met on the road, or the ones that brought you
Okay.
in.
Do we go and join them?
I definitely will follow Doran.
Okay, so yeah, Doran will say to Bran, these seem to be more of those fine Vistani folk who gave us all that wine and brought us here. We should go introduce ourselves.
Ah, yes, the wine that made us see shit in fire.
Exactly. That was awesome. Maybe they have more.
These are my best friends. I merrily skip towards them.
Absolutely. And
Okay, yeah.
all right, let me see if they have somebody who greets you in particular. All right, there seems to be, if the character is blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. 12 Stani, as you see before you, are standing, sitting around this fire, telling stories, guzzling wine. They are intoxicated. You can see them laughing, cheering, slapping each other on the back, just having a grand old time. And then they all kind of like turn and says, "Ah, visitors, come, your coming has been fated. She's been waiting, you know. Come, have a drink. And then you can go meet with Madame Ava."
Doran will definitely accept a beverage and ask, who is this Madame Ava that you speak of? She knows we're coming?
"Oh, Madame Ava foretold your coming. She awaits you all." And he points to the tent far up to the north there. That's right over here by the horses.
Okay.
Well, then that
Well-
makes it easier for me then.
"Oh, right. That your friend with the scales. I could see it plain as day. Tell him, please, come out. We don't bite. Come, grab a drink, friend."
He wants you to bite. He's into that sort of thing.
Oh my god!
You know, we know many
Dravos
creatures.
is literally gonna just like cup his hand and just like smack him upside the back of the head. Not hard enough to hurt him, but just like shut up.
Yeah. "Oh, that's very funny, friends. Please come if you wish to have some drink, or you could go see Madame Ava herself." So what does the party do? I know you all are taking drinks, so you can move into the camp if you want.
I'm gonna avoid a drink because I just want to meet Madame Eva as quickly as possible. Because I heard her name, I instantly like, oh, yep, heading straight there.
All right, so
Same with Dravos.
So as you guys are heading towards Madame Ava, I'll just double check what the other players are doing first before I go into that scene. The rest of you.
So yeah, Doran's going to have a quick drink with the Vistani, and he's also going to ask them if they know anything about these dream pies. They were selling them in Barovia. You guys know anything about these?
Let me double check and see if they do know anything.
Sorry about that.
No, that's perfectly fine. Like, they got this little handout that I need to look up that says what the Stani know. So, let me...
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I was also gonna say if he does continue like doing Kurt's Strahd with other people, this will help him out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, if I ever redo this, I won't have to look this kind of stuff up again. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, so let's see. Do they know anything about... They tell you, are you talking about the pies that they sell at the old windmill?
Yes, I bought it in town, but I did hear
hey,
that they're at the
friend,
windmill. Yes.
Friend. He like puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Whatever you do, stay away from it at all costs. That's all I can tell you. Not allowed to speak any further. Stay away from the windmill.
Well,
Stay away from them lovely ladies, and you'll be fine."
yes, they are quite ugly. You're right. Okay, well, thanks for the advice. That's
no,
very
no, absolutely, my friend.
mysterious.
But yeah. So you go check in with Eva at this point, or do you stay put, or?
Yeah, he'll after that interaction and a couple of swigs of wine, he'll head over to Eva's with Julia.
All right, and our other two pretty boys, what are you guys doing? Doran and Bran, what are you guys doing? Just heading over now too, as you get a drink and follow, or?
Yep.
Doran?
Doran just had the conversation about the dream pies, and yeah, now he's
that's
heading
right.
over.
Yeah, I was looking at your token being down there at this house, so go ahead and move over there as well. All right, so everybody starts heading in. First, Dravos and Julia. Let me.
Star.
Yes, that's me.
Can you move Madam Eva into a specific square so we can make room for her?
No, I don't want to. Yeah, I can't. Hold on.
Thanks, bud.
No, you're not welcome. She was there first. You gotta give her room. All right, so.
I'll just go on top of her. That's easy enough, right?
Always
She
knew
might
you
like
were a
that.
topper. No.
Oh God, don't say that.
It's already been said. Sorry. All right, so.
Giggity.
Little late.
All right, let me get a quick
You-
read on her again, just to make sure I don't mess her up. Okay. Here down. I need to pull up
Ron,
one
there's
note.
enough room in here if you wanted to move in.
I mean,
No, I'm just gonna hang out outside and listen.
Yeah, this
Oh,
tin
okay.
is probably bigger than it shows here, so let me get to my Curse of Strahd. All right. Let's see. Can we change into some period music? So, as you enter the room, Dravos and Julia, you see this old woman just kind of like shuffling a deck of cards, and there's like a crystal orb in front of her. Definitely looks like a very soothsayery type person. Let me see if there's a handout for her. Give you a good idea what she looks like without me messing. Let's see. It doesn't show much, but I don't have anything. I could just make her token larger and show you that, I guess.
Okay.
There you go. Dressed in this
And
fine.
most of it's invisible.
Oh well.
Yes, and it's in the black.
There you go.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
That doesn't help at all, does it?
She's gonna swallow us whole.
Oh, nom, 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 nom. I've been waiting for you. I actually have dream pies too to make.
In the words of Puma, she's gonna eat me.
All right. Let's see here. What can I use? She turns towards Julia and says, going by different names these days, are we? Julia.
I quickly hush her and go like, "You don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, it's okay, dear, your secret. And then she turns to Dravos. And what have we here? A creature that this land has yet to see, am I right? Oh.
I guess I don't know much about this land, so I wouldn't know.
I hear the lightning strikes fear in your heart, child.
Well, it would strike fear in your heart too if your father was killed too.
And how is your poor mother?
Haven't seen her in a while, but I hope she's doing all right.
And as that conversation kind of like continues, she notices the rest of the party coming in. About time the rest of you have joined us. Oh, Murdoch, please come in. Take a seat. Tell me, how's the woods been treating you? How have the roads been?
Very dangerous.
About as dangerous as you usually like them, am I right?
Depends on the weather.
I see that Bart didn't quite make it, did he?
Murdoch will stay silent and then eat a piece of beef jerky.
Ah, Doran, Rakefire. Very strange creature indeed, the little pointy ears and the long tail. That of a demon child, perhaps, but they call them tieflings or half-elf. Wait, you're a half-elf. I'm sorry, I'm going in a different direction. Why did I think you were a tiefling? Forgive me, backing up.
Wrong character.
Yeah, wrong character. I thought there was a tiefling here somewhere. Let's see here. Kind of like gives a little chortle she does and taking in our wine, I see. Everybody's keeping you company.
Doran takes a big swig of the wine and says, the wine does help.
Must indeed.
But the wine will dull your senses if you drink it too much. Hence
I
why
think
I
that's
avoid
probably the point.
Doran looks at Julia and says, it's a delicate balancing act.
Maybe it's here that I need to find it. Huh? You know what, Doran? I didn't have any useful information to go off of. I just had that third-person interview, little story bit you had there, and I was looking for information she could use, and I got stumbled. What's your mother and father's name? And are they alive?
For Doran,
Yes.
his father's name is Brunn, Brunn. His mother is unknown. All he knows is that she had elven ancestry.
And who was the elven, the mother or the father?
The mother, that's right.
Ah, the child who knows not his elven kind. The poor mother that could not bear to see her child further. And how is good old Dadsy? You said Brun, was it?
That's right. I haven't seen him for some time, but
yeah, just so that you know, like you were telling me as a DM, but she relates it to you, like she knew this information already. And yeah, that pretty much finishes it up as she kind of like gets this information from everybody and just kind of like seems like she personally knows each and every one of you. And she says, been fated that you would arrive. I've waited. Maybe you will be the ones to succeed. And there's magic flames cast. That's right. Characters decide to see her. Yeah. Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as this hunched figure just kind of like looks at you. And as the crone was continuing to speak, at last you have arrived.
And with that laugh, Dravos is just going to start like messing with his religious necklace.
You are brought here for a purpose. Oh, sure, maybe our Lord wants to play, but we, she like puts up a pointy finger. We will make sure he doesn't have all the fun now, shall we? I have come to read for you the cards that are before you. And with that, let's see if I had this table set up before this page. Probably not. Alright, find the table and then I'll get us there. Hey, Boo Boo, where's that beautiful table? Got all these names.
But Yogi, what if the ranger catches us?
It's okay, Boo Boo. I'll make sure he doesn't catch us right away. Just stay close to me, friend. We'll be there in a jiffy.
You're bears, you can eat them.
Hey, Boo Boo, there's a bear eater in our party. We need to leave.
You don't know how happy that makes me when I hear that voice.
Which one, the Yogi or the Boo Boo?
Oh, the Yogi Bear. I used to grow up watching the cartoons.
Me too.
So did I. Where do you think I got the voice for Boo Boo?
From Yogi? Duh. Hold on, I'm moving over a map, and there's like several maps here that I need to move closer together because that one was way at the end. All right, so basically, I'm going to take you to this sheet right here, and
Pretty.
she folds down 5 cards, and she looks at you all with a steady calm, and she's like, "Are you prepared for the reading? I've waited a while for this."
Javos just answers with, "If I said yes, I'd be lying."
Very good, child. You're learning. You're learning. She points. She reaches for the far left, which signifies the starting of the reading, and taps the card as she stares intently towards the party. This card, Tales of History. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. And revealed to you, if anybody would like to go ahead and flip it over, right-click the card that is labeled over here, and just flip it. I'll let you have the pleasure.
Pass.
Julia, do it for me.
Yep, I'm gonna try clicking it right now.
Yep, just right-click it, and you should see the option to flip it. Yep.
Ah, it's not letting me flip it.
Alright, why is that? Are they not on the right layer? Do you see cards, or is it just an empty map?
Oh no, I definitely see the cards. I'm just trying to right-click it, and it's not doing anything.
No, you're right, it's not doing anything for me either. Making me look like an idiot. I thought I had these cards preset. They on the map layer? That's probably what they are. Alright, that's the problem. Oh, that's hilarious. Hold on, what are you doing now? Alright, I broke roll 20, guys. It'll be alright. Yeah,
What a wonderful start.
I know, right? I'm having all kinds of fun. Alright, so map. Undo that. Do. Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna refresh. Maybe Google is having problems. So let me refresh real quick. Matter of fact, while I'm getting this set up, do you guys want to take a quick 5-minute break and get some drink in you?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're getting ready to do
Definitely
Madame
don't.
Ava's reading. We're gonna be right back. I'm gonna deal with the technical difficulties and probably grab me a drink as well. So stay tuned, guys. We're gonna be right back. Wow, Google is really not liking this right now. All right, so the BRB is going up, and we shall return shortly. from break, everybody. Hope you're still enjoying the show. We're going to get right back into this. Let's play some of the music, yeah, and I will go back into my little script. We finally got everything organized. Found out the cards weren't there. I thought I had them saved, but they're not. At any rate. So, Madam Ava stares at each of you, telling you a little bit about yourself. And she reaches for the far left card, which signifies the starting of the reading, and taps the card as she stares intently towards the party. This card tells of history, knowledge of the ancient that will help you better understand your enemy. And now you should be able to flip that card, Julia. Right click and...
There we go.
There we go. And before you is the 5 of coins, the guild member. Ah, I see a dark room full of bottles. It is the tomb of a guild member. She traces her finger, and a smile creases her wrinkly face as she trails it to the next card. North of the other card, she exclaims, "This card tells of a powerful force of good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope." Doran, would you like to flip it?
Sure. Sorry, which one was it?
Topmost. This one right here.
Top. Okay.
Yep, right click
And
flip.
right click.
There you go. And before you, her eyes trail down and guides yours to look on as well as her nail flipping the card to reveal the 4 of swords. A mercenary. The thing you seek lies with the dead, under mountains of gold. She quirks a brow, then trails her nail against the table till it taps the far right card. This card is a power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. And Bran, would you like to flip the far right one?
Certainly.
Thank you, sir. And she reads out to you as her nail rakes across the card, flourishes it, and reveals the 7 of swords, the hooded one. I see a faceless god. He awaits you at the end of a long, winding road deep in the mountains. Her lips tremble in excitement as the trails of her nails goes towards the southernmost card, the card closest towards her. This god will shed light on one who will help you greatly in your battle against evil darkness. And she once again flourishes the card and reveal. Murdoch, would you reveal that card for us, the southernmost? Dark Lord. Her chipper spirit lowers and slumps as she sighs sadly. Ah, the worst of all truth. You must face this evil of the land alone. She shivers slightly as if she had someone walk over her own grave, and slowly her finger traces her towards the final card in the center of the formation. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. Bravos, would you like to flip the middle? And as you flip it over, or as she flips it over, and before she flourishes, she flips it and then cries out in a loud burst of despair. The card of mist. The cards can't see where the evil lurks. Mist obscures all. She breaks down a moment and she sobs as if hope of her own dealings faded. She collects herself and breathes deeply. Alas, that is as much as the cards can reveal to me. I must rest now. She clearly seems to have her hand near her head as if tending to a migraine or a headache.
Murdoch would like to insight her.
Yes, please. And tell me, even though you may have failed, what are you trying to insight her for?
I'm basically trying to see if this is all bullshit, or if this is actually like she didn't have the cards set in a certain way.
She seems to be professional about it. And there definitely seem to be some... if you were trying to lie detector her with the 7, she's as truthful as can be. Hard to read, you know?
I definitely would like to use my site to double check that.
Go for it. She's a mystical lady.
Oh my gosh.
She has told you truth beyond truth, and doesn't surprise you that sometimes the cards don't see all.
You said she held her hand up to her head like she had a migraine?
Yes.
Dravos would like to use a medicine check to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, go for it. You may have seen similar things from people who deal with like mind magic or something, but it's like she's dealing with the psychic energy that may or may not have reflected into her. Like the reading of these cards obviously did something to her. And it seems
okay.
like the bad omens that she received at the end have definitely stressed her reading.
Okay. So Dravos is just like, Madam Ava, are you alright?
In time I will be. I am sorry I could not help you further. But you must seek those 3 items if you are to have any chance.
Yes, ma'am.
So, the mountains that you mentioned. Do you know where, how we get there?
Let's see. When was that?
I think the mercenary was the thing you seek lies with the dead under a mountain of gold.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hooded
She
and the mountain as well.
Yeah, she kind of like quirks a brow and then kind of like looks in a direction that leads back to Barovia and Ravenloft. And she just doesn't say anything specifically. Make an insight check.
Oh my god!
There must be some very lovely incense in that direction, or she's just straight out ignoring you.
Oh my god!
Dravos, you kind of get the feeling that even though she's giving you a reading, she doesn't feel that she can talk any further, but she seems to be miming out that this mountain might be Castle Ravenloft.
Gotcha. I'll share, out of game knowledge, I'll share that with the party later.
But she pretty much says, you must leave me now. I was really looking forward to meeting you and having a lovely conversation, but this whole affair, it's put me in a tizzy, if you know what I mean.
You understand, ma'am? Anybody still there?
I could hear you. Did everybody else disappear, kinda?
I'm still here.
I don't know, it just got really quiet on my end.
What about you guys? What are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm just gonna say this remark. If you're no use to us anymore, I shall just leave then.
To the gypsies!
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So more wine to bury your worries, and as you kind of like march out of the tent, I think we need cheerier music than this. Let's go back to peaceful. You see Irina and Ismark just kind of like, I guess I should put them on the map, right? Let me find their tokens. Come on, Roll20. I like to type words and actually be able to get what I need done. Irina.
Before all of us like leave completely out and go and meet up with like all of the gypsies, I motion for everybody to join me over by the horses, if y'all would.
Ismark and Irina will follow as well.
Yes. They're involved too.
Jordan does not seem to join. He goes to get more wine, and then he comes. Right.
And then I informed him that what I got with that insight check with the reference to the castle and all that.
Tell them about it. You don't have to just proclaim it.
Well, I'm trying to think of how to word it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just like if there's a conversation to be had, like the NPCs are going to jump in, and you just got to have a word.
So I don't know for sure, you guys, but the way she was motioning with her eyes, when asked about the mountains, I think she may have.
Don't worry.
No.
I was
That
shrinking.
confused the hell out of me for a second.
No. I was just shrinking her token. Don't worry. I had to use reduce self. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's too large. That's it.
With the way she was motioning with her eyes and whatnot, and the way she seemed a bit scared, I think she may have been referencing to the Count's castle. I think that may be the said mountain, air quotation marks, that she is referring to in these readings. I also did a when she had her headache, I did a medicine check, and I do believe she was being earnest with us with her readings, because I noticed that sometimes with magics like this, it does have a tendency to rebound back at the caster sometimes, with things such as headaches, nosebleeds, things like that.
I will trust your words since I got nothing out of my observations of her. But I'm guessing that means that we'll have to head there eventually then.
Well, we would have to head there anyways, because that's where we would have to face him, I'm assuming.
You mean to tell me you're going to face Strahd? Ismark chimes in.
Eventually.
Hold into that.
I couldn't hear that last part you said there, Star.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, I didn't hear it either.
He was pretty much muttering under his tongue. Hold into that, I guess.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, now that we met this Madam Ava, where should we go now? As I say that to Ismark.
We must continue our
But
way
also
to
to Dravos.
We must continue our way to Vlecki. We are to get
I
Irina
second
out
that
of
motion.
We are to get Irina out of Strahd's view.
I don't see we have any much of a choice now. In fact, if we head to that castle now, I imagine it'd be a death sentence.
Yeah, pretty much.
You would definitely want to be prepared for such an encounter, I'm sure.
So I whistle for my horse and help the ladies back onto it.
Mm-hmm. And then we go back to the road?
That's my plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah, as you...
doing.
Let me double check one last thing that could probably happen, which may or may not help. Let's see here. Yay, looking for information again. Hold on. Please stop that. As
Gotta
you
love
all
that information, sir.
no, yeah. So one of the Fistani, the eldest of them all, goes, "Ah, you finally seen Madame Ava? Wow, very good. Come, would you care to have a quick drink, and I'll recount a tale for you."
No, sorry, sir, but we have places to be. We came to Madame Ava because we heard that she was looking to meet with us, and so we figured we'd stop and say hello and pay our respects, but we must be going.
Sorry, I'm getting interrupted again.
Yep.
Okay, so that interruption actually distracted me completely. What did you say?
I said, sorry, we cannot. We heard Madame Ava was looking to speak with us, so we stopped to say hello and pay our respects, but sadly we must be on our way.
If that's the way you feel. I was just wanting to tell him about that old wizard that came by a year ago, but by all means, if you're in a hurry.
You cut out partway.
I just wanted to tell you the old story of that mighty wizard that came by a year ago, but if you're on your way, then I will not delay you any further.
I mean, if the rest of the party wants to hear it, then we can stay. But like, aside from that, I think we should be on our way.
Murdoch would like to hear this story.
Will
Well-
the story be told with images in the fire?
Let's find out. Please have drinks, and I'll share this story with you, then you can be on your way. A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you are standing. A very charismatic man. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard peasant army fled in terror. Few stood their ground and were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside. Great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard again. He stood his ground. But then the devil Strahd fell upon him. A wizard's magic couldn't save him. I saw him thrown thousands of feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for this wizard. Body to see, if it had anything of value, but the river Ivilis has already speared him away. And that, my friends, and he kind of like does a flourishing bow, is the tale of the wizard that came upon us a year ago.
Drevo gives a nice little applaud. Very
Thank
nice
you.
story, sir.
Thank you. It's definitely a harrowing tale. Definitely put Strahd on the ropes. But he is our Dark Lord, is he not? He clinks glasses with his fellow Fistani and starts taking another swig. So, you have somewhere to be then, don't you? Please, by all means, don't let me keep you.
Then we'll be on our merry way, if there's nothing else to do.
Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Yep, there's several cheers of bye as you guys go back to the open road.
So long, farewell.
Don't get that song stuck in my head, please.
As he does say. Alright, so you're back on the road, traveling for a moment. What you guys want to do?
I think we should continue towards the town we were headed to.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yes, this way. And I will switch us to the... Did I already switch you? I already switched. Guys, alright, cool.
Yeah. And Star's making random dice rolls.
No reason.
And you got a natural 20.
Yeah, I know. That's what scares me.
It means it's really good, guys.
Yeah, it's just really good roll, man. Go ahead and make... Who wants to lead a perception check, I should say? And then somebody can give them advantage.
I'll definitely give him an advantage if possible.
Yep. I'm going to...
I don't think I needed it.
I'm going to use this hammer to reference you guys as a party. So basically, you can go out this way and come out the bridge. And what do we get, a 20?
Yep.
The other side of this bridge. There seems to be a man who's like dressed in cloaks. And he is like, I don't know, looks like he's fishing. But as you get a closer look at it, Dravo's, that's not a fishing pole, that's a long sword. And he seems to just be having it out, waiting for somebody to cross over the bridge.
if Dravos notices that it's a longsword, then he's going to halt the party and pull his bow and tell everybody that there's a guy up here with a longsword out, looking like he's ready to attack anybody who comes across this bridge.
Well, that doesn't seem very friendly. Doran's
do we have
gonna-
to cross that bridge at all?
Yep.
That is the only way to Faleki, is across the river. I mean, we could probably ford it somewhere over the falls, but...
I would rather not.
Yeah, if you look down the way, and this is like big steps. Like, what was the measurements on this? It is... I think every hexagon's like...
Quarter mile.
Quarter mile, yeah. So about a mile or so up the way, you can see the falls that were talked about earlier in the story.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not great in water, so I'd rather take the bridge.
Doran agrees. We should speak with this fellow. Perhaps he's friendlier than he seems.
And he may just want a troll toll to get into that boy's soul.
So
Oh my god!
3.75 of a mile to our southwest, we could actually go around all the water. But I don't think we want to go that far out of the way.
Well, it depends. How much light do we have?
Not enough.
Are you asking what time it is?
Yeah.
It's probably like close to noon.
But only 2 people are on a horse.
The man seems to like turn his head in your direction. And you see him put the long sword to his side.
I gave a friendly wave.
He actually waves and kind of like waves you over.
So Doran shrugs and looks at the others and says, well, he seems very friendly. I think we should approach, unless anyone has an objection.
I don't have an objection, but I will notch an arrow and hold an action. If he attacks him, I'm going to shoot him.
Alright, so who's approaching?
If the guy with the longsword attacks my party member, then I'm going to shoot the guy with the longsword. I should clarify that.
No, I totally understand who you're after. I know who you want.
I'm not going to put me out of my misery. Shoot me first before he can.
Yeah, get you out of the way. Make sure
Yeah,
you...
sorry, I don't PK. I don't PK, sorry.
I do! So let me ready a crossbow for you.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I'm joking, but
He
I'll
was
just
helping you.
kind of confidently say, like, as long as you go first.
Yeah, Doran will go approach. He's feeling conversational.
Alright, let me just 5 minutes. I'm gonna draw a quick bridge.
I'll go with you.
And I will drag you guys over here to this little random battle map. If nobody could see, please let me know, but I believe your tokens are here from
Looks
last
good.
time. We're only missing Ismark and Irina, so consider them there. But you can go ahead and like approach. Like, this is the bridge. Waterway kind of like goes left to right underneath those blue lines, and the guy's on the other side.
Five-foot squares, I'm assuming?
Yeah, 5 foot squares at this point.
Yeah, so Doran will get about 25 feet away and then kind of, hail, friend. This is a beautiful day here for Barovia, isn't it?
Hell. You're not all from around here, are you?
Nope.
No, we just arrived recently. We're helping some friends get across the countryside, and our route happens to pass through this way.
Does it now? Funny how that works. Roads, major ways.
Yep, roads are pretty funny.
Mm,
So, anywho, we should probably just kind of keep on our route. We've got a long way to go, not a lot of time. You know how it is. Nice chatting with you, though.
make a persuasion check. I mean, that's worth a persuasion check. And let me know what you get, because I'm over here fiddling with tokens real quick.
Okay. Persuasion. What did I get?
What did
I
you
got a 9.
Yeah, so instead of getting out of your way, he approaches. Got a lot of strange company with you too, friend.
Yeah, Dragonborn are more common where we're from, but yeah, he is a bit unusual looking.
Approach any
That's a
farther,
nice
and I
sword
will
you have
not
there, too.
be afraid to unleash my arrow.
Can you say that out loud?
I am saying that out loud.
Your friend that looks like a dragon is very precautious, isn't he?
You
he's
have
learned to be wary, as we all have.
You have a long sword out in the open before we even got here. Of course I'm going to be cautious.
What? A man can't look over his weapon to make sure it's not needing of service?
Not saying that, but you also had to look about you like you were just waiting for someone to cross this bridge. Looked to me like an ambush if I ever saw one.
More or less, I'm more interested in who you all are. Are you the new playthings?
Just passers-by, nothing more, nothing less.
Make a
It's on who wants to play.
yeah, make a persuasion check there, Bravos.
Oh dear.
You know, I would put this sword away, but I don't know if I need to yet. I just need to know exactly who you all are, and where do you stand with Strahd.
Never met the guy.
Hold on, go ahead, Julie.
I would gladly tell you about what I am, though. As I see Trembley Tim trying to persuade him to not attack us because of the failed persuasions.
Yes, give it a shot. At disadvantage because you're not up close.
Oh, that's true.
Unless you want to jump off the horse and approach. You know, get within
I'll
longsword range, perhaps.
I feel like that would be a terrible idea.
Alright, what about glaive distance? How do you feel about glaive distance?
A little better, but can I negotiate to like at least a sling distance away?
Alright, so basically you hop off the horse and start chatting him up then? Like, I'm not saying you have to get right up to him. Like, where they are, you can definitely have a straight roll. I just need to make sure you're heard.
Yeah, I could do it.
Alright, so go ahead and march where you are, and then I'll allow you to roll your persuasion.
You see, I am a researcher that's been looking for information to help my poor father. And they're just helping me out reach a village that might have this resource that I need.
Looking for research. Come to a funny land looking for research. Like,
Oh, you see, funny lands sometimes have the best kind of research.
well then, be far from me to interrupt. I would still like to know, though, what's your opinion of Strahd?
Well, sadly, I do not know much about him. Do you care to give your opinion about him?
That's not how this works.
Well, that's the thing, it's like, my opinion's that I don't know, because I had never met Strahd. Unless you're talking about that castle over there that I've been hearing about.
Well, that is very much where he's assumed to live. Or unlive, however you want to see it. What about the rest of you? Kind of get what she's after, but what about the rest of you? Do you know anything about Strahd? Or is your allegiance?
My allegiance is with myself. I've never met Strahd. I've only heard stories of the man.
Very good. The rest of you? Kind of looking to the pretty boys up front.
I would like to use Divine Sense.
Yes, please post that for us.
Oops. Hang on. Wait. What? There we go.
Attack such forces to the above, fiend or undead. He is undead.
Ooh.
Hmm.
However, he doesn't seem
lovely.
evil. But he doesn't seem good either. Who knows? He's somewhere in between. So where does your allegiance lie? You two.
We are here to try and perhaps help this land and its people, if we can.
Yes, help this land, you say. But in what matter? For Strahd's sake or for someone else's?
It wasn't Strahd that brought us here. We've heard of him since we arrived.
Was it Strahd that brought him here? Can you imagine the interest that they bring to me? Strahd brought you here, whether you know it or not.
Well, I also brought them since they were coming to help me, as I point to them since they're half-elves and I'm a half-elf as well.
You, I don't question your... I'm sorry, was there something you wanted to say? He takes a step closer.
I'll look at my friends side to side and I'll just say,
I warned
Brod's
him.
my best friend.
What do you
I
need?
warned him not to take another step closer. He just took another step closer. I unleashed my.
Make an attack. A 19 hits. Double check something. Okay. 5 points of piercing damage. Anything else for your turn as we get ready to go into combat?
Yes, I want to say something. Right after I release the arrow, I say to him, I told you not to take another step closer or I would shoot. Do not make me say it again.
And probably right before you guys left Madame Ava's, I should have already told you, you can go ahead and level up. So if you guys want to go ahead and level up to 3 before we get into this combat.
Yes, I would.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll tell you when I'm finished.
Yeah,
Don't take forever. But this revenant, or this creature, just stares at you. So, you are with Strahd, and he brandishes his longsword. And as soon as you guys get your stuff done, I'll need you to roll for initiative.
Okay.
And don't forget, if you roll for HP, if you roll lower than half, you just take half. So if your hit die is a D8, and you roll a 4, you take 4. If you roll a 3, you take 4. If you roll 2, you roll 4. Right down the middle for those guys. Bran, you get a 7 plus con. I believe some of you get your archetype at this point, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to take my time.
Mm-hmm. And Ismark is over here. Why? Why did you start this? She almost talked them out of it. Well, at least those two are going to begin. Alright, well while you guys go ahead and focus on that, I'm just going to go ahead and make announcements to the chat. If anybody wants to chat, I can definitely read some stuff off. But if you're enjoying the Curse of Strahd show, I know it's a little raw at this point because they are getting into final pieces that I'm starting to just now get my teeth into and start to make my own. So we'll see how this goes. join us every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central, where we will keep playing Curse of Strahd. And join us Friday if you want to play D&D with us. We have an open roleplay on Friday afternoon starting at 4 p.m. And we spend like the first hour making characters, learning Roll20 if we don't know how to use it. So if you're a newbie, we're newbie friendly, and we'd like for you to come in and play. !Discord to get our Discord information, and !RP to get the link to that campaign. Feel free to use those.
Dravos would love to fight with you.
Yeah. What else do we have?
More specifically, by your side. By the way, I'm on the board.
I'm sorry about that. Once again, get interrupted. No, that's fine. Yeah, as soon as you are all done and ready, just roll your initiative, and that'll be like the go marker. Meanwhile, I'm just going to replay a couple of follows that happened after the stream last Monday at 7. So we had a couple of new followers. And I do love my new follow emote. But yeah, if you're not following already, hit that follow button and we'll at least follow. If you want to support the stream, Amazon Prime will allow you to get Twitch Prime, and you can subscribe to a streamer for free. And if you want to support the stream just by subbing, by all means, we appreciate everything you do. We've got a lot of support in like gathering new material on Roll20 as well, so there is a wish list down there in the Twitch panels where you can buy a book. Oh my god, I just realized my frames just died, guys.
Oh no.
The stream dead? It is.
It's buffering on my end.
Oh yeah, looks like there's an error. Huh?
Oh yeah, it just died on my end.
Alright, hold on, it's starting to pick back up. That is so weird.
It picked up on my phone. Says there was a network error on my PC.
No, it's not you, it was me. I just noticed I went down to 300 kilobits. Anyway, welcome back, guys. Like, it's chopping in and out. Hopefully we won't have this problem for long. But yeah, those are pretty much my announcements there. If you want to sub, appreciate the help. And if we get Levy to level 50, I will give a deck of many things, draw to whatever campaigns involved. So whichever campaign gets us there first. And the best way to feed that Levy up in the left-hand corner, that way. That way. They're over there. She loves subs, she loves bits, she loves, what else? Follows? Definitely follow. Like, those are free, right? Come on in, follow.
Oh yeah.
And join us every Friday, 4 p.m., every Monday, 7 p.m., every Wednesday, 7 p.m. We play D&D. I've been thinking about doing some other things on the other days off, but we'll see what happens. I do occasionally stream variety stuff, so look forward to that, but that's kind of sporadic at this point. But at any rate, how far along are we? Is everybody done yet?
I'm just having to read.
Yeah, I'll do like 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. Very cool.
I feel like my health is wrong.
Did you use Character Mancer to level?
I did. I feel like it's wrong. Because
Well,
it gave me 14 more HP, and I should have only gotten 9. So it doubled my roll.
did you level twice instead of once?
Nope, I'm only level 3.
Doran, alright. You're
No, Murdoch.
Oh, Murdoch, I'm sorry. I was looking to see who was talking, and I didn't see. Alright, let me see what you got going on here. Was it 35 when you started, or no?
Murdoch, are you muted?
Oh, sorry about that. No, I started at 21, and then I rolled a 5, and I have a +4. Because 3 plus Hildorf passive, so I should have
Do you
30.
have a...
So saying I have 35.
Does Dwarf have like something that gives him more HP or something?
I thought it was only a +1. Hold on, maybe I read it wrong.
I'm also just kind of like checking here to see what else. But, what level does it say you are? You're level 3. If
Oh,
any-
never mind.
What? Did you figure
It's because I got. Yeah, it's because I get. I did my math wrong. I thought it was just dwarven toughness was just 1 HP every level,
Uh-huh.
but it's 1 for level 1, 2 for level 2, and 3 for level 3.
Oh,
That's where
wow.
I'm off.
Oh, alright, cool. We got it.
That's a good way to be off.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Well then, are you done or no?
I'm almost
Yes.
done on my end.
Alright, make sure you roll initiative as soon as you're done. That way we know you're done. And yeah, I meant to do this after Madame Ava, but I wasn't sure when we were going to fall into combat arms, so...
I think Murdoch may be going first.
Alright, we got 3 done, 2 to go. What else can we talk about? If you haven't seen the Harrow Helm that we did, having a little problem with YouTube and I'm trying to fix it, but I have most of them on a YouTube playlist. You can definitely check our archives for right now, but I'm trying to get those preserved so that they're on YouTube for us. What else did we do? I did some Final Fantasy VII Remake throughout last week, I believe, whenever it first came out, and boy, does Cloud look good in a dress. Not really, but anyway. That was a weird time. Also, we fought a house. That was fun too. We fought the Hell House, not to be mistaken for the Death House. So it might as well be the same thing, right?
Either way, they both try to kill you.
Mm-hmm. They swallow you up and just rattle your chains inside and spit you back out, hoping you die.
Keyword there. Hoping.
Well, yeah, I mean, you live half the time, so. Last but not least, we're waiting on one more.
I'm sorry, it's just I have so much reading on this, it's insane.
Oh, take your time there. Since you all had a long rest and haven't had any confrontations, you are considered full on your spell slots as well. So like if you gain a spell slot or anything of that nature, you have access to it. Other than that, yeah, we play D&D every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And you're welcome to join us on Fridays for sure. Everybody's welcome to play in that one. !Discord to join the Discord if you're not a part of it, and !RP to go ahead and join that game while we're waiting for little Miss Julia to finish her selection.
And as a ranger getting to level 3, I just got everything for now.
Alright! If you don't mind double checking my character sheet, Starwind, just to double check if I got all the things correct.
Feel free to go ahead and roll that initiative. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be able to tell.
Oh, ill!
Alright, cool.
Yeah, we all did terribly.
Oh wait, hold up, I didn't touch my token.
Oops. Well, guess what? You gotta reroll it now. Darn, huh?
Oh yeah, I totally wanted that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A 4? That looks a lot. Oh, I thought... No, you rolled a 4 that time.
I did roll a 4, I didn't go off at once, so I was like, oh, it did not go, so I pressed it twice.
Not a problem. So... The arrow is fired. The Revenant pulls out his blade. Murdoch, you're the first one able to react to all this. And you're on your horse. What do you want to do? Horse will go on your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm gonna cast Bonfire underneath him. Or actually, I'm gonna do it in front of him and say, I'll just cast it on him.
Alright, let's just double check the writing on that. Okay, roll 20. Not doing that much. So you create a bonfire on the ground that you see within range, and fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast a spell must succeed a dex save or take 1d8 fire. Alright, so I need to make a dex. He gets a 22. And no damage if he makes the save. So he leaps out of the way of your bonfire, and he's like, oh, it is on. You're here for Strahd. You're here to curse these lands further. And he's just ready to go to war with you, which he will do on his turn, which happens right now. So, first opportunity he does, he approaches here, and you see him draw this longsword in 2 hands. And he will bring him down upon the ranger.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt.
And that's 12 slashing. And then he reels back again and swings it again. Does a 16 hit? It does. And you take another 14 slashing as he starts cutting into you. Total of 26.
I am severely bloodied.
Yeah. So he carves into you with the full intent to murder after the arrow that you shot at him just stabbing into him slightly, and he's just going ham on you. Next up is you, Dravos.
So
Have at thee.
hold on, I didn't realize I was next. Hold on.
Have at thee, villain.
I gotta get my thought process in order here. I didn't realize I was next.
Yeah, you figured that out, Bran. You're on deck, Doran. Well, Bran and Doran, you rolled the same. I thought the tiebreaker was in here. Who has the higher deck?
Higher dex, yeah. What's my dex? Mine's 15.
Yours is higher by 1.
Doran's got the higher dex? Okay.
So Doran, okay, well, you're waiting on Dravos.
Do you want to go ahead while we wait on...
No, Dravos needs to react to what's in front of him.
Okay.
So, naturally, I would
Spitfire?
hit him with a yeah. Well,
Tell me what you're doing. So figure it out.
actually, I'm gonna move over 1 step to here and then Spitfire.
Okay, make the attack damage and I'll roll his deck.
And it's 2d6, right?
Post it. And he fails the deck save, so you do hit him. 2d6.
Yeah. 11.
Oh, that's a strong breath.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to hit him with Hunter's Mark.
If you would have done that first, you would have been able to do an extra 6. Or a d6.
Well, I'll have it on there for now.
Yeah, just keep in mind, bonus action can be taken first before the actual action.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Not a problem. Alright, so Dravos, is that it for your turn? Or you want to move? Or you're good?
That's all I can do for now.
Alright, Doran, you just seen him go to town on your Dragonborn friend, ally. What do you want to do?
So Doran is going to point at the longsword the guy is carrying and sing some strange song. Actually a spell. It's heat metal.
Yeah, roll that out for me.
So, how do I get it to print the text on that?
I guess he drops it, right?
Chat bubble.
Hmm?
It should be a chat bubble next to the spell.
Or I could just look it up.
Yeah.
And I'll show everybody at home what it does. Welcome to level 3, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Choose a manufactured metal object, such as this longsword. You cause the object to glow red hot, and physical contact with the object is 2d8 fire, which you did. Till the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your turns to cause this damage again. If the creature is holding or wearing an object, it takes damage. It must succeed the con save, which it failed, or drop it. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So we see this thing drop the sword, and it hisses as it looks at its hands that are still slightly burned from the heated up metal from this, and he takes 8 damage from that. I don't think I took that off.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and do that.
So he did wind up dropping the sword? Is that what happened? with
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it's down at his feet at the moment.
Okay. And after Doran sees him drop it, he's just going to yell, "We are no servants of Strahd. We don't serve him."
Seems to be falling on deaf ears, but go ahead and make a persuasion check. It may come into
Okay.
play later. He seems to be consumed with vengeance at the moment, but your words doesn't seem to reach him, but maybe he heard it. Basically what's happening. Bran,
Okey-doke.
All right.
there's a steaming hot longsword at your feet.
Hot.
hmm I was wondering where that was going to go. We'll step this way, away from the longsword.
I'm gonna step behind him.
Hmm.
I'm going
Burger
to
sandwich.
draw my sword, and I'm gonna poke him.
Yeah, go for it.
I can click on the button, but it's not clicking.
Oh.
Give him a nice poke.
From behind.
15 hits?
17.
Or 17 hits. Yeah, well, I mean, hell, even a 15 hits. Go for it.
Nope. I will also smite.
Yeah, be my guess. Be my guess. Smite him to death. Him hurt until he's dead. Alright, so what does your smite look like? Your sword radiant, it just glows, or you want a special effect with that?
Nah, it don't matter.
Okay, nothing special. So yeah, we see you land the blow, then all of a sudden your sword ignites as it cuts into this beast. And we see a searing radiant energy just kind of like pour into him. I'm just going to double check, see if he's not... Okay, he doesn't have any like vulnerabilities, so that doesn't apply. He just takes all that damage, though. Anything else for your turn?
Nope. That's it, man.
I think Ismark would get close to his sister and get his crossbow out and try to take a shot at this guy. I think he'll like preach the same thing. We don't want any trouble, but if you're attacking one of us, then we must fight back. Bing! The crossbow bolt goes across the bridge. Julia.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where to move. Alright. I'm gonna move actually forward in the bridge.
Yeah, go for it.
About the max distance I could go from him. And I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Ooh. Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
New spell?
Who knows?
Go ahead and roll that. Is it a dex check or range attack? Range attack? Hits?
Alright, and you already know about the effect, right?
Yep. So go ahead and roll the damage by clicking Witch Bolt.
What level did I use?
You tell me. What level can you cast it at? You didn't
Let
call
me
it.
take a look.
You didn't call it, but what level is it? A level 1 or level 2? Oh, wait. You're a warlock, so it's max level. So whatever spell slot you would have, it's at max level. So, what is it, level 2 at this point?
Possibly.
Go ahead and cast it at level 2. Because your spells will always cast at max. 12 points of Witch Bolt damage.
Yep. And I concentrate, so until he makes a... I think a save of look like Constitution. He won't be able to get out of it.
No, it's automatically drawing towards him, and until you miss, like you still make a range attack with him to make sure it stays connected. But the Witch Bolt is continuously flowing between you and him. So in order
Oh,
to,
okay.
yeah, so in order to hit him again, you just recast the spell in the way. But it's still active, so you are concentrating on that. Let's give you a concentration bubble. Because right now, I think you just moved up on the enmity list. Congratulations.
Oh, joy.
Alright, anything else for your turn?
No, yet since I'm concentrating.
Irina tries to get off her horse, and Ismark is like, no, don't get involved. You haven't attacked them. Just stay on the horse, Irina. If you need to, we need to make sure you can run. And Irina's just fussing over there with Ismark. Like, no, I can fight Ismark. No, stay on the horse. He's too much for you. Murdoch, we're back to you, my friend.
Murdoch will dismount from his horse. So as I have my movement.
Alright. You want to move?
How much movement is it?
I believe it's
To
50.
get off the horse?
Yeah, let me check real quick.
No, to get off the horse.
Oh, no, you can just leap off. It's fine. And then you can move
Okay.
from there. I'm about to say you can move 40 feet if you stay on the horse.
No, Murdoch's. I'm gonna go here. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go right here. And I'm just gonna cast the same spell again. Well, yeah. Do create bonfire one more time underneath him.
This damn bonfire. What the hell is this being shoved up my ass?
Makes it toasty.
Yeah, alright. So, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and make a dex save. And let's be fair, Witchbolt is definitely an indicator of what you are.
Oh, not exactly. Sorcerers and wizards can use it.
Alright, give me some damage. Oh, that was 6, right? Okay, let me get that on there. And at any rate. Alright, anything else for your turn there, Murdoch?
No, that's it.
Alright. Enmity list. Okay, let's see what you got. Double check what he can do. You're within 30 feet, aren't you?
Me? Yeah, I'm in 30 feet.
Yeah, I need you to make one of these things called a saving throw. It's a wisdom. All of a sudden, you start to lock up. And you are now paralyzed.
Oh, then I lose concentration, don't I?
Yeah, when the paralysis ends, the target will be frightened for 1 minute as well. Alright, so let me double check.
Oh, that's awkward.
Let me check some of the reading here. The target must make a wisdom save, which you failed. The target is paralyzed until the Revenant deals damage to it, or until the end of the Revenant's next turn. Okay, that's fair. So yeah, he basically knocked that concentration off. The Witchbolt goes away. That's how he deals with that enemy. And
well, then just imagine Julia just go like, gah, 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 and then just falls over.
yeah, struggling over there. All of a sudden, we see this stream of electrical energy that she was focusing on, and then it just quits like a bzz, 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 bug zapper, and then it just dies out. I think that's all he can do. Like, he just wanted to prevent her from doing more damage. That's his action. Dravos.
Well, seeing as he has dropped his sword, and I have noticed something. When I cast Hunter's Mark earlier, it never showed up, so I'm going to go ahead and click that right quick so it's on the board.
Well, yeah, you gotta hit first.
Well, I was just saying, like, I clicked it earlier as a bonus action.
Yeah, if you declare something as simple as
it didn't show up on the reel.
Well, all I'm saying is you don't have to do that because I know it'll roll you damage instead. All you gotta do is make sure you say it out loud. Okay. But if I ask you to post it, then definitely post it so we can both read it.
Okay. So I noticed that he dropped his sword, so I am going to I'm going to move away
Okay.
to here. I know that's going to open up an attack of opportunity, but I'm praying he doesn't hit.
He gets a 13 on the attack as he swings wildly.
He misses.
And you manage to get away.
Yes. With that said, I am going to attack him with my longbow. 22
That's a hit.
with Hunter's Mark
So
and Colossus Slayer.
go ahead and roll him.
Let me see how this
Just basically
works.
click
An
on.
extra D8.
Don't have a
Yep.
macro for that.
D8 to D6.
So maxed out on the D8.
Yep. Give me the
So
other one.
19.
Nope. Just roll him. I'm taking it off as you roll it.
Wait. I thought it was just.
Give me a D6 now for your hunter's mark. You already got the D8 off the Colossus.
Oh,
save.
gotcha.
I'm doing the math as you roll it, so go.
Maxed
Cool.
out on the D6 as well.
Well, ain't that swell? So your arrow pierces
Nice
into
roll.
him. Yeah. And he seems to be taking all that damage, and he just growls because he couldn't take that swing and hit you. Anything else for your turn?
Use the rest of my movement to get behind this guy. And call it good.
Sorry about that. I keep getting interrupted because they want me to go to town when I told them I'm working. Okay, so yeah, you move afterwards. Okay. Esmart's like, why are you hiding behind me?
Because I need to heal. Shut up.
All right, so that's Dravo's. Doran.
Yeah, so Doran sees that Dravos is looking very beat up and took a lot of hits from the sword. So he's actually going to go up next to him and do a healing spell. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of move I have to do here. So that's what? 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, okay, 25. So he'll come over here, and then he's going to do Cure Wounds.
All right. For 6.
For 6. Yeah.
Oh,
And then as a bonus action, he is going to yell some words of encouragement to Bran, who is now kind of left on his own a little bit.
all right. Yeah, what do you encourage him with?
Keep that bonfire going, and yeah, good luck with that. And
Good luck
so
with
he's
that.
giving him inspiration.
Got it. All right, so you get a D6 on any of your rolls. All right, anything else for you?
Oh, that is. Oh, and actually, then he'll step forward because he got 5 move left, just to be next to, so that he's not behind the other guy.
Yeah, it's much like good. You're not a coward. All right, Bran, you're up.
Swinging my sword.
Wookie.
Your magical sword.
Such a nice sword.
That hits.
Alright, and I will be smiting.
Ow! That hurt. Dang, that hurt.
Oh, wow.
Dear Lord, he's looking rough. He's looking ragged, but he's nowhere near dead. You slash into him, radiant energy fills him up again, and he just. Strahd has brought some allies for sure. Anything else for your turn, Brad?
Nope. That's it, man.
Ismark will try to fire his heavy crossbow again. Ping! Misses. Another crossbow bolt skitters somewhere over here in the distance. Julia, you're looking at it, but you're a little stiff right now.
It's a pretty bolt.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say something about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of stuck.
You're kind of stuck, and I think you have to wait until the end of at the end of his turn. So you're still stuck. You're paralyzed.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I doubt the guy can see my eyes, but I have my eyes in rage mode by just shaking wildly and side to side.
I can feel you staring at me. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, That's the end of my thing.
Murdoch, it's you again.
Murdoch is going to walk to in front of him and hit him with his staff.
Perfect. Go ahead and make an attack. That hits. Because of the sandwich. 16 points of damage. And he just kind of like brings his arms up to bear to try to block the blow, but you slam right into him and it almost takes him to a knee, but he gets back up and he's barely hanging on.
So he gets knocked down and then he gets up again.
Pretty much.
God, here we go again.
So he, still person behind him is who he's going to go after. So this will be Zan. His sword is still at his feet. And nobody used a bonus action to keep the sword heated.
Oops.
Oops, indeed. So he'll interact with an object and grab the sword. And put 2 hands on it. And then do 2 attacks on Bran.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, but only one hit.
Second one hit.
So 20 slashing as he carves into you. You're gonna say that out loud, you can't word up. Oh wait, I do need to check something real quick because I think I forgot something. Been taking radiant damage, so that will negate that. Meanwhile, Julia, you do feel the paralysis wear off. And Dravos.
Yay, my turn.
Yep.
So now that I got a little bit of HP back, I'm going to move forward to here, and I'm going to shoot him with my bow.
Fire away.
For a 17
That hits.
with the for 9 piercing, then we get the D6 and a D8 because I'm going to hit him with the Colossus again. So another 6 points of damage. That's the Colossus and the D6 plus 9, so that's going to be 15.
How do you do it? How do you finish off this revenant creature?
So I basically, he pissed me off by hitting me first and taking me down to really, really low HP. Like, we're talking single digits. And so when I unleash my arrow, I'm just like gritting my teeth, and when I aim for his face, and as I let forth my arrow fly, it flies straight and true and just lands right between his eyes and explodes out the other side.
And out the other side, he falls over dead, a carcass on the ground. Sword clatters.
Then I just walk up and start kicking his dead corpse.
Okay, that's fair.
And
Hit
then
me
Julia
with
goes
a
like,
sword,
kick it
you
harder!
asshole!
Kick the asshole again!
Yeah, you're all able to move now and just kind of like move out. There is no more combat. Oh, now
And then I'm taking his sword.
Yeah, sure. You can add a longsword to your inventory.
Thank you.
And you are currently out of combat. Ismark puts his crossbow away. Well, it's clear to see that we picked the right people to help us, Irina. And what else do you guys want to do?
Murdoch is glad you were figuring this out now.
I've had my doubts back at the chapel, but good work.
I know that Julia would go over to the body and help and kick it as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also have an excuse to check the body.
Yeah. Let's make investigations on it. Gotta look something up though.
Oh.
Not a good
I
one,
am rolling terribly.
Very much so.
Ron said he was undead. Can you inspect to see what type he was?
Well, he's dead.
He's
the
dead.
dead undead.
He's a dead undead. Yeah.
I don't care too much though. I'm pissed off that he literally made me not be able to move.
He
I say as
wasted
I
your-
wander off.
Yeah, he wasted your spell.
Star, is this a plus anything longsword or no?
Negative. I mean, you'd have
I
to.
just wanted to
do you
double
wa-
check.
Do you want to try tuning to it?
Yes.
Nothing happened.
Alright.
All right. So, is there anything else that's happening here, or are we moving on?
What's the HP situation looking like?
I'm hurting.
Yeah, your ranger firing the first shot, gaining all the enmity, definitely got him a big chunk of HP loss. You can still see him a little wounded and bleeding as he's coming up here to kick the corpse.
I'm at 1/3 my health.
Did we search the Revenant? Is that a thing that
That
happened?
was.
I
Julie-
attempted.
Julie didn't get it.
I'm about to as well.
Okay.
I'll allow one more attempt, and then that'll be it.
Oh dear.
Yep. I mean, the longsword, you definitely picked that up off him. And
Right.
True, true.
there's just really no iconography on this creature of any sorts that would actually indicate anything else. You don't find any money on them. However, those who are trained in religion can make religion checks.
Hmm.
So this
I
was
am proficient in religion.
So
Oh,
get-
wow.
Yeah, getting a closer look at this. You're looking at what was a revenant. Certain things that you know is that if you guys were not causing radiant or fire damage, he would have regenerated health. But because you were able to do that, he took all the damage and was unable to heal. The revenant seems to be immune to turn undead, and he had a purpose. He has a vengeance that he was trying to follow, and he possibly mistaken you as co-conspirators in whatever vengeance he was seeking.
Travis is just gonna pick up the body and like dump it over the side of the bridge into the river.
Nice.
And then slowly it'll float down until it reaches Madame Ava, and she's out there trying to get a drink of water, and like, what is
Thought
this?
the river was flowing the other way
No,
because
it-
the
No, there's a fall that's to the left. The river goes this way.
it goes to the right.
Yeah.
Aww.
But off to the
I'm
left,
still doing it.
so like off this way here, there's like a waterfall.
Okay.
But you guys can continue.
Well, I'm going to do a cure wounds on myself right quick.
This sounds fair. Here.
For 8.
Right.
Well, should we maybe take? Is this a safe place to do a short rest? Is that?
Mhm.
Probably not.
Oh.
Alright.
Mm.
It's up to you. I mean, you're the injured guys, so it's up to you.
Marla
Um,
can scout ahead if need be.
I'm
I'm
just gonna check on
barely above
Dravis.
half. I'm barely above half now, so
Well, that's fine.
I'm gonna use all my lay on hands on myself.
Alright, so here was the encounter on the bridge. This guy's no more, and you guys are able to go over the bridge.
yes.
Yeah,
So I guess we're not going to rest. We're just going to press on.
you tell me.
Yeah, if we want to, yeah, if y'all want to rest, I could scout ahead and make sure there's nothing crazy.
I'd be down for a short one.
Well, looking at this map that I bought, looks like there's a slightly wooded area a little ways up ahead, just past the fork in the road, off to the left-hand side. We'd probably be a little better off over there if we wanted to make camp instead of just out in the open.
By the way, whenever you came to this bridge, you followed the river to the base of of a canyon, at the far end of which a great waterfall spills into the pool, billowing forth clouds of cold mist. That great stone bridge that you just walked over spans the canyon nearly 1,000 feet overhead. Holy crap, we were up in the air.
Oh my god, okay.
So you drop that body off the side.
Essentially dropped it onto concrete.
It probably hit bank, you don't know. Maybe you didn't drop it in the middle. And then it turns into the water.
Watching it fall is like, that's a long way down.
He just explodes into a red mist.
Right.
There are gargoyle sculptures on this bridge as well. You follow the dirt road as it clings to the side of a mountain at the end before an arching bridge of mold-encrusted stone that spans natural chasm. Gargoyles, cloaked in black moss, perch on the corners of the bridge, their frowns weather-worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below. The pools feed a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley. And that's pretty much everything there.
Woof.
Woof indeed. So you continue on?
Yes.
All
Yep.
right.
Let us go forward.
Marching onward, my friends. Did I close that out? I'm going to be mad if I did. Areas of Barovia. There we go. All right. So what's next?
I think we continue to move.
So kind of like
At
continuing.
least till we get to the fork in the road, and then we'll take, I'm guessing, take votes on which direction we go.
All right. So as soon as you get here, even here in the mountains, the forest and fog are inescapable. Ahead, the dirt road splits into two, widening towards the east. There you see patches of cobblestone suggesting the eastern branch was once an important thoroughfare. Parked at the fork in the road, pointed east, is a large black carriage. No, wait, that's not happening. Or is it? No, not yet. Alright, cool. But then there is an eastern road, and somewhere off in the distance you can see Castle Ravenloft.
Well, if everybody's looking at the map, like the area I was talking about for like setting up camp would be more like over here.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Let me look at what this area just around you is real quick. Wow, I gotta go all the way back up that much. So, two sets of gates exist here as you look right here. Fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from an impenetrable forest on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses, looming gray in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. Let me double check some characters. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but these are just more gates that were similar to the ones you came in, leading further west.
Right.
Alright.
So what do you guys think? Should we find us a nice comfy spot here in the woods, or should we sleep out in the open?
Well, how much time do we have in sunlight, and how much do you think will be attacked in this area?
That's kind of the whole question.
I would say a couple hours have passed since you left the bridge. So it's probably around 2 in the afternoon.
Okay, So if we made camp, it'd be like
Short
we
rest.
basically be done with our day.
I mean, you can get a short rest in, maybe.
That's what I was thinking, was so that we could, like, any of us that took damage could spend some hit.
Let's go for Dravos' idea of taking a short rest.
Right, so you're going to travel off the road? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, just slightly off the road so that we're not, like, immediately in the way in case, like, carriages come by. But we're not, like, so far into the woods that, like, every Tom, Dick, and Harry animal can come up and whack us in one shot.
All right. All right, so
Yep.
what do you guys...
Definitely don't want to get involved with any hairy Tom Dick animals.
Totally agree on that.
True.
All right. Yep. You find a peaceful area where you think you can rest for a good bit. There's a chill in the air, but other than that, you're able to produce a fire if you need it. Or how do you want to set up camp?
Well,
Just sitting down for a
don't
breather,
we-
perhaps?
yeah, just sit down and take a
Alright.
load off our feet for an hour, just catch our breaths,
All right. So yeah, I would say like Irina would like pull out some rations for everybody. So if you want, you got rations for today, and then you guys
Looks
have
like
like a short
Doran
rest.
does a song of rest.
Yeah,
And-
Doran will play a restful tune.
And if you want to roll your hit die, go ahead and roll that 1d6 for me.
Most definitely.
Dorn gives you a d6, so let's see what his d6 is. You can add 5 to your hit points as you're resting. Alright, did everybody use all their hit dice and that's all they're going to do?
Yep.
While they are,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while everyone's resting, I would like to go sneakily check out the surrounding areas and see if there's anything that could be of danger.
Make a perception check. There are some minor dangers that you kind of realize, but they're not like, it's not like somebody coming to attack you or anything, but you do notice like bear traps that are being laid deeper in the forest. You just make out the glint of metal as you're kind of like staring across. But as far as any immediate danger beyond that, nothing else.
Okay, can I go disable the bear trap?
Yeah, sure. Make a sleight of hand. Easily enough, you have a bear trap now.
Cool.
Alright, anything else?
That's it.
And Julia, what did you want to do?
I'm trying to figure that out a little bit because, well, I'm just wondering if people already noticed that I'm a warlock because I've been keeping this impression that I was actually like a researcher or mage.
Oh, what the...
Murdoch has no clue.
I might have picked up on it just because I have like a warlock background.
That's what I was kind of curious because what I'm trying to do is I'm just going to pretend that no one noticed that.
I mean, technically in character, I don't think anybody has any suspicions.
I don't think my character would care.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Alright, so does the party continue?
But yeah, just continues.
Yep.
Indubitably.
And by the way, Dravos wouldn't care either.
Alright, let's get this time. You continue traveling for a little while, and there's time for like a little bit of conversation if you guys have anything to talk about. Oh, you guys are getting off easy.
Murdoch would keep an eye out for any of these blood vines.
I about shat myself when I heard how many, and then he rolled, and I'm just like, oh.
I am in the same boat. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, we are so lucky."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, I heard the initial how many, and that's what scared me.
No,
Oh,
that's what I mean.
Don't be afraid. Like, you see this burly man who's just out here tending to bear traps, apparently. You see him off the road, about 20, 25 feet off the road, and he just kind of like blandly looks in your direction for a moment, and then he just keeps going about his work. No one said they all had to be aggressive. But, yeah, this
As
was
long as he ain't messing with us, we ain't messing with him.
That's the question. Do you want to mess with him? No? Alright, so just leave him to his business and
I
move
said
on?
my piece on.
Alright. Unless anybody wants to act on that, let me know, and then we'll move on to the next narrative. No.
Sorry, you said he noticed us?
He nodded in
Yeah,
your
he
direction.
noticed
Yeah,
us,
he noticed
and
you, and
he just went back to work.
Yeah, he just went back to work.
I'd give a friendly wave while he noticed.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm getting interrupted again.
Take your time.
They're already closed. Sorry about that.
You're good.
So, as you continue onward, up in the far distance, about up this hill, you see an old windmill.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. But the road continues. You come to a path that will lead you up there, but you can continue north as not only you would know Falaki is over here, but Ismark would say we continue on. We should not go up there.
Like is where?
Doran, that is the windmill you were speaking of, correct?
This is where you're heading, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And Doran, he was talking to you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Murdoch was asking about the windmill. Is that right?
I just said that's the one you were referring to.
Yes. Yes, indeed. That seems to be the windmill. We were told to avoid it by the Vistani.
You sure you don't want some more pastries?
I'm good. I don't intend to eat these ones. They have some weird enchantment on them.
Well, if you don't plan on eating them, then why do you still carry them?
They may have some use at some point once we determine what they do.
Fair point.
And so we continue on then, right?
Yep.
That's my guess.
Oh, I can actually move the map marker. That's not good. Let's see if I can move back where it was. There we go. All right, cool. All right, and then we'll just continue on. It is starting to get late as you kind of like come around this bend. Probably looking at about 6 in the evening. No, I think I would get you a little further around. We'll go up here. but you're getting close to the town. Perhaps if you travel at night for a couple, or at least an hour, you might be able to make it there.
I think we can manage that.
Yeah, let's push on.
We're so close.
Oh yeah, let's get to that town.
So we're
What did I roll?
nice.
Nice indeed. All right.
I think you rolled a 13.
Yeah, that's a number. That's a number that exists, right?
Right.
All right. So
Out of a 20.
as you are traveling along this road, let's see here. I see something up ahead, and I will get you there in just a minute. Oh god, I can't spell today. Would someone roll me 2d6?
1, 2, 3, not it.
I already did.
So 5.
He was at that draw.
So as you guys are going forward, you see a person who seems to be controlling some strange twigs, and I think this is where we're going to pick up next week, as you guys are now engaged in a confrontation to talk to this strange man over here who has these 5 creatures ready to launch upon your party.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Another problem.
It was just instinctively stealth.
And yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it session there. So you're right outside the walls of Falaki. You probably got just another 1.5 miles, 2 miles to go. And this druid, this strange creature, this strange person of nature has these Trent-like creatures, these wooden twig blights coming towards you. And it's like, travelers, attack them! And that's where we'll pick up next week, where we will start with combat. You know, good old
Oh,
days.
lovely.
And with that,
All right.
yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight because I'm being disrupted right now and I got to get that taken care of. But hope you guys had fun tonight. I know it was a lot of shuffling.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of shuffling on my part, and I will try to make it less shuffly next time, but a lot of information to dig into, and I appreciate you guys helping me get through it. Join us next week.
Not a problem.
Yeah, join us next week, 7 p.m. Central. We're going to do it again. And Friday, join us 4 p.m. We're going to play role-playing games with you. Come out and play some D&D with us. Monday, 7 p.m. Central, we are going back to Elsperia. That's my homebrew campaign where I don't have to look up information. I just make it up and it happens. But I do plan. Don't think there ain't things I'm planning, because I got a lot of interesting things in the works. And we just met Leon and Pyra for a brief moment. They were just information for the party, and now we got a fight there too. So that's going to be interesting. And yeah,
Because he's a sneaky DM.
yep, Friday has been an influence on what's going on Mondays as well. So I guess with that, go ahead and say goodnight to Twitch and Facebook.
Good night, Twitch. Good night, Facebook.
Good night, Facebook and Twitch.
Goodbye, friends.
And I will raid somebody. So if you're looking for those cookie clusters, hang out for a moment. We're going to raid somebody. And then we're going to call it a night here and hope to see you next week. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to say.
Laters.
You know, the usual. Do you hear the calling? The chaotic calling. Or maybe it's the Strahd.